everyone, and welcome to another episode of Dreams of Silver and Stone, brought to you by Roll for Chaos. Hope you're all doing well out there. It has been a little bit of a break, and of course, we do have a week off next week, so it'll be another bit of a break. Sorry for the disappointment.
Savor this episode.
Savor it. Enjoy it. This will be the best one ever, or very mediocre, and you'll be like, why do I even watch it? No, that's not going to happen.
It's going to be real good, but it can't be the best one ever because we're missing Anna.
We are missing Anna, so we have to save the best one ever for when everyone's on board. But she will be back next time we play, which will be the week after next.
Everyone give like an A- effort. Like, don't give it your 100. This isn't the best ever episode, but like, like a 90%.
Yeah. 90% effort, everyone.
Yeah.
Why half-ass something all the time when you can full-ass something half the time, right? So, we're gonna move around the table tonight, and we're gonna find out a little more information about all of our lovely characters and who they are before we get a minor recap, since it's been a little while, and jump back into our game. So tonight we are going to be starting off with Sinan first and Patchy. Patchy, if you would, describe what a scene looks like for Patchy as he groggily gets up in the morning and awakens.
Oh, I've never been first. Okay. Well, Patchy wakes up, usually yells as he wakes up, like yells himself awake, because he usually has nightmares about his past. And then, so like, you probably hear some curse words coming from his room, and then wakes himself up. Usually also wakes Felicia up, which Felicia goes and runs across the room somewhere. And, gets up, gets dressed. He has a kind of reminiscently looks at a couple of photos in his room of people in his past. Some he holds dear, some faces that are being grayed out because he hates them. Not going to describe them because there might be secrets in there. And then does a little morning routine of like getting a dart and tracering it towards a dartboard full of a couple of people that he hates. Names are Three Scars and Crimson Mane, and a couple of other ones that are like scribbled in a weird way. Also like the Empire King and whatnot, all those people. More darts on like Crimson Mane. It seems like those are the tracer ones. Like no, not Crimson Mane. Three Scars. Crimson Manes are more like half-assed. It seems didn't use the tracer. Goes to the bathroom, starts, does all that normal routine, but then has a photo of like it's like a selfie photo of himself. It's like looking all mangy and like muddy and patchy. And just checks the picture, checks the mirror, and tries to replicate the same patchy pattern with a little razor, and occasionally like starts like ripping it off just to make it look as disheveled as possible. Gives his most like nastiest smile he can on the mirror, being like, okay, yeah, I wonder how many people I'm gonna scare off today. Makes sure Felicia's bowl is full. Pets Felicia really nicely, makes sure no one's watching, and then gives Felicia a hug. But who would be watching in this house? But I don't know, there's some weirdos in the ANS. And goes to his lab. Makes sure that there's, while he's sleeping, no breakthrough has happened with a couple of experiments he's been doing with body matter, spit, and stuff. And makes sure that Kiara fella didn't break in and try to erase all the spits. She, for some reason, has something against my, like, samples. But yeah, that's it.
There's a lot of weird people in ANS. So, we see a little bit of a cross-section of the life of Patchy. Yeah, obviously a little more than he seems. Not just this crotchety old Skixon with a rabid cat that he wears like a hat. A little bit more than that. That's a lot of rhymes. So we're gonna move on over.
More like an armrest.
Like an arm, yes.
Here, yeah.
So move right along over to Strat. Stratful, what's Know Who's mornings look like?
Hello, everybody. I'm Stratful playing as Know Who. And what can you expect from a morning routine from a daring adventurer, I guess. Well, when he's back in town and taking some times to relax and wake up properly, he usually ends up sleeping atop the central tree in the park, and that is until either something wakes him up or he just rolls off the tree during his sleeps and he falls directly into the little lake. It serves as both his wake up call as well as his means for freshening up as he awakens. Then he gets out of the lake and starts cleaning himself, and also repairing the little parts of him that are made out of like machinery and such. After that is done, he goes over to get some breakfast. Sneak over to the bakery, maybe see if it's left unlocked, or maybe if they throw away some of their bread the night before. Whatever is available or whatever can be acquired after jiggling with the windows if they forgot to lock it this time around. And once nourishment is acquired, he'll get back over to a dry spot with a little bit of shade from the rising sun, and he'll spread his big map of Nohu. That is the most important part of every morning, whether he's in the town or out adventuring, is making sure that he spreads his map around. And just like a little kid writing on paper, he just plops down on the floor and he just starts scribbling whatever little annotation or addition he might have discovered the day before into his map. And even if he spent the whole day in a single place, he'll always have a little something to add. Maybe he'll add some of the parts of the map that he was in by drawing a little stick figures of the people he's been knowing in there. Maybe he'll just since the map is somewhat larger than him, instead of standing up and going to the other side, he'll just roll atop of the map until he's on the end he wants to draw, and he'll just continue like that. And that will be his morning routine until he is done and stores the map again.
Well, that sounds like a good morning routine. And who doesn't want a water bath to wake up? Shower and get a. And if you wake up really early accidentally, it just means you have more day. And then, of course,
that's just efficiency, right?
Efficiency, yeah. And then finding more information to put down on your map, go on more adventures. Who doesn't want that kind of thing?
The early bird puts something on fire, I guess.
The early bird sets something on fire. All right, we move right along.
Definitely need a book of Nohuisms at the end of the campaign.
Yeah.
Was it me? You said me?
Yep, it is.
My name?
Nova's turn. Go ahead, Shannon.
I'm Shannon, and I'm playing Nova. And Nova has three distinct mornings not three distinct mornings, but the periods of time in her life. Her first morning routine was generally rolling out of a very cushy, plushy bed, and either you can think like Tangled, Rapunzel, or maybe Anna from Frozen in the beginning, tick-tocking around, just not doing anything, hoping for adventure. That's her morning routine. And then I think on the Sparrows, things became, on the Zephyr, things became a little bit more interesting for her, in that most of the time she was awoken with explosions and strange sounds and odd fighting and grumpy Lezerin and terrible other elves.
Horrible ones.
Names mentioned. And let's see. And then now, I guess it's just been a few days of waking up wherever it is that she's fallen asleep, wondering where the frick she is, and then thinking, oh, right, I'm on Miocenis, but that's about all I know. I wonder if I will get information today. Oh, and then there was 100 years of waking up in a time void, which was a nebulous state in which she did not know whether or not she was waking up or going to sleep. So
that would be disconcerting. Mm-hmm. It's like, am I going to bed? Am I being awake? Is it
night or is it
night or is it day? They're all looking the same. I'm going crazy. So speaking of crazy, we'll go on over to Clay and Rob.
Very apt segue this time. Hello, everyone. I'm Rob, but tonight I'm Clay, the dwarven scoundrel. It's just a class, don't worry. So Clay, so I'm definitely gonna say Clay is like me in that he's not as particularly fast to wake up like once he is up, but he does every day wake up at 0600 hours on the dot, despite kind of whatever the previous day has held. His first instinct is always he just kind of always looks to his left, and then will stand up and pretty mechanically, like tiredly, like not just kind of out of habit at this point, sets all his personal effects into a presentable order, a quickly packable, movable order. And then about at that point, he's usually pretty awake, and he will take out a small it looks like basically like a small like stolen plate, like part of a little plate that has a bunch of hash marks, and will add one hash mark onto it and then put it back deep in his bag and get about whatever schemes he needs to get to today.
Well, plotter, planner, secret histories. I mean, they're all good things. It's all intrigue. We'll move right along from there over to Kaizen and Steven.
Hello, everyone. I am Steven, playing Kaizen. His normal morning is quite a routine now that he's in linear time. So he just gets up, he checks his polished katana that he sharpened the night before, like he does every night before he lays it to rest, checks his quiver and all his arrows, takes his sword, sits down cross-legged, and are you ready for it?
Meditates.
Until something disturbs me.
Well, that's a good way to be. So, as a recap to everybody else here, on the last episode of Dreams, we happened to have the entire crew take out a Koslov, get that chemical agent that our Patchy here was looking for, and find out through Kaizen that something bad was going to happen at some point to Stuckfoot. So everybody raced back immediately to make sure that some point wasn't right now. Upon arriving at the village, they found that it was okay. Everything was fine, to a degree. Unfortunately, Patchy discovered some traps, heard some information from Six Toes that some of his ancient friends, cousins, nephews, whatever they were at the time, happened to have stopped by and discovered that he wasn't as dead as they thought he was, and are potentially going to be making some trouble for the village. In the meantime, Nova had climbed to the top of a tower along with everybody else, Clay and Nohu, and repaired a radio there and convinced some dwarves that maybe the whole thing was a misunderstanding, and maybe there wasn't actually Vincere in this village after all, and maybe all the dead soldiers that everybody knows died here were all killed by bugs instead of anything else. And the explosion was caused by children. Yeah, because they do that kind of thing. I mean, children are very destructive.
They're always up to shenanigans.
And then, of course, we had watched Kiara as she went into a room and found that crack in time that Kaizen so aptly plays with all the time, and had traveled through it, realizing that she was about to witness, and did witness, her own death at the hands of someone called the Painted Lion. In the remains of that, we return to the scene with Kiara very rapidly in the middle of the evening as everybody's getting ready to bed down, shoving things into her bag and taking off very quickly after writing a hastily scribbled note and putting it upon the table. Kiara leaves the village, looking over her shoulder, making sure nobody's watching her, and heads towards the Empire outpost nearby. We move to another scene. So we find ourselves in a large courtyard. There is the symbol for the Peacekeepers up against the wall. It is very obviously a Peacekeeper Academy. Youth are doing drills in the yard. Push-ups, sit-ups, running, other calisthenics. A few military officers are walking down a path leading to a drill instructor speaking with the students. And we overhear, "Field experience is always tricky. We want to put the cadets into a position that is real-life experience while protecting them from something they are wholly unready for. But this also helps us separate the wheat from the chaff, if you understand. The one standing next to this individual, covered in brass, states, General Oda, this program has had multiple fatalities and injuries in the last decade. Are you certain it should be maintained? Of course, Corporal, the General states. Some measure of sacrifice must be maintained if we are to return the Aethersphere to order. We must be more careful about where we send the cadets, that's all. Most field work should be dealing with simple threats. Reorganization, law-keeping, and the like. Anywhere a peacekeeper goes, the threat of incivility and chaos can lead to danger. It's a harsh lesson to learn, but everyone must learn it. As you say, General, the Corporal nods. Cadets, attention! Team Stonehold, fall in! A group of young cadets move into position before the General before he begins speaking once more. Cadets, at each of your lives, you will be faced with challenges. The less fortunate, the desperate, the mad. We must be prepared for all of these challenges and be ready to react the way we need to in order to save lives. Each of you will be relocated to a few military facilities in Fort Mesa on Miocenis. There you will begin firearms training in depth as you deal with the wildlife, as well as civilian interaction and sensitivity training. The folk of Miocenis are in poor spirit, having suffered greatly at the end of the war, and we are in need of a light touch there. Many will despise you just for wearing the uniform, and we need to find a way to reach them, really reach them. Show them that we are there for the good of all, and that we are not to be feared. Colonel Coppercap will be your commanding officer when you arrive, and you will be dispersed amongst the peacekeepers there. Learn from them, improve yourselves, and when you come back to the Citadel, you will begin your steps towards defending the Aethersphere in high regard. Do we understand? Everybody just, yes, sir! And they, salute. All right, then. That is all. Dismissed! We see
Question.
Yes.
Are these the people we killed?
You'll have to watch and find out.
Oh, Ty. Recruits?
We
Really?
see the bunks, a bunch of young soldiers, cadets, moving and packing up their goods, some of them razzing each other and talking about what they're going to do, some people being a little bit forward in their in their feelings towards Skixon and what that means, and living, of course, in a mud hole filled with bugs isn't something everybody likes. And we see a young soldier standing there, pulling up his equipment after packing up his bunk. As he turns, we see the face of Chase, Clay's son. Once more, in his military garb, he seems to have lost some weight. He seems to have put on some lean muscle. It's been some time since we last saw him. His facial hair is rough and patchy, an obvious rebellion against Peacekeeper life, as they are to remain clean-shaven at all times. Miocenis, eh? Get to go play in the mud a while? Not so bad, yeah? That was horrible. I practiced it, I swear, and I didn't get it this time. We watch as he gathers his things, moves in line, and we see these cadets all being shuffled, one by one, on board an airship bound for the Skixon homeworld. We turn now to Stuckfoot. The evening has come and gone without incident. People have found some measure of restless sleep. Patchy, you've been thinking about what this might mean all evening long. Allies, the previous individuals you've known in your past, now knowing that you're here, you're not sure if they're going to capture you or kill you or what. And it is a restless night for you. What do you do that evening as you prepare for the morrow?
Yes, I pace around. God damn it! How did they find me? How did they find me? I covered my tracks. There's no way. The ones that know I'm alive, I'm not giving names right now in case they're listening. They talked. So Patchy is in disarray. I do the thing that I said I would do to you, Ty, when I thought the session last week was going to happen and I was going to miss it. I place a little neatly packed scroll with a little cylindrical container and a very fancy looking lock underneath my table. underneath my pillow at my bed, but it looks like it's hidden, but like someone who's searching can see it, and yeah, and I put a couple of notes around the house. One of them being reminder for Patchy, place secret research into a better hiding place, and I put it in in a somewhere where reminders are, like the fridge or something, or bathroom, to set the scene. Yes. Also, in the cylindrical thing is written in Skixon, super secret research, do not open. And I also scribble something else on the side that I told you later, just in case someone else finds it, then you want to tell them. And I just pack everything. I grab Felicia, try to ponder if I should take her with me or should not take her. I keep picking her up, putting her down, picking her up, putting her down. No, she's better with me.
All right.
And I do not like it. Wait a minute. Why did Sixto say my one cousin had a bulging eye? Oh, shit. Wait, that means okay, all right. Wait, I should find Sixtos. Where's my assistant? I opened the window and go, Sixtos!
Just as Patchy yells into the night air at roughly 2 a.m. And we lose Nova for just a split second. Oh no, Rob, stop trying to steal my spot.
Sixtos! Your boss is calling you! God damn it!
You yell that out into the night for a little bit, so we're gonna move over. Nova and Kaizen, where did you head after the radio situation occurred? I mean, you had come back, Kaizen, because you had seen the future. So you will be there late evening. Patchy has gone down and started doing his thing at his house. Nohu, Nova, and Clay are all on top of the radio tower coming down out of it. So they're going to meet you in the courtyard, basically right out in front. So, Nova, what do you say to Kaizen as you see him walking towards you?
I don't know what I say, because I know that we had the argument not the argument, but I did the radio thing, and I know you recapped it, but I still don't remember what the hell I was doing, because I was trying to find my headphones, and I was a little stressed out.
It's okay. You had tried to convince the soldiers that, the things in the village weren't what they seemed, and that was it. You had been telling before that, you had asked Kaizen to try to figure out when the events were going to happen, so he was going to meditate in the yard.
Thank you, voice in the sky. Kaizen, did you figure out when the thing's gonna happen?
Yes, I believe I did. It's going to be a few days from now, is what the calendar said that I saw in the shop. So that is when the Empire is going to come. However, things were quite dusty and in disarray. It seems something else had gotten in the way before their arrival. Some of our little rodent friends, I do believe.
Oh. Well, that's not good either. So that means that's going to happen sooner.
Yes, I believe that they are going to either attack here or everyone is going to leave here and they're going to occupy it. The details are still not clear, but something is going to happen before the Empire's arrival.
Okay. Well, that's not good, right? Probably?
I couldn't imagine it would be.
Okay. Well, all right. Yeah. And I think Patchy was trying to run away.
Am I to be surprised?
Well, no, but I'm pretty sure that he has something to do with all of these weird Skixen that are trying to take over the place. I think he's a revolutionary.
All signs point to yes.
Yeah.
He says it's the magic 8-ball of the party. Clay, you and Nohu are standing nearby. Obviously, you see this interaction. Do you take part or do you go somewhere else?
Yeah, I think I'll kind of take the opportunity to approach the two elves and say, sorry, couldn't help but overhear, and think that you're quite right. I couldn't get a lot out of our little friend because quite dodgy about the finer points, but suffice to say, it sounds as though he's got something on him that he doesn't want getting elsewhere. I'm gonna guess a might more important than that, but possibly. So thing is, these folk, they aren't gonna just budge as much as that would be the easiest option. I think the only way that these folks are gonna see the Empire show up and get past it is if we stop whatever our friends' friends are gonna do to this place and do a little possibly negotiation with the Empire if we capture or at least prove that they're not associated.
Oh, that's a good idea. We catch the bad guys to give them to the other bad guys to get them to leave our friends alone?
Right. Well, I mean, the thing is that I'm not saying that the Empire's not worthy of rebelling against, but from what I've heard, that these aren't, protesters, or these are terrorists, right? They're hurting innocent folk as well as the Empire, and these folk are certainly not involved. They don't deserve to go down with their ship.
Is the Empire going to distinguish between those two?
If we can make it clear that they are separate, if we leave it alone, and the friends of friends don't burn down the town, probably not. It really does depend on who we get, because some Empire folk, they're willing to look the other way for some silver. Some of them got really strong morals, some of them in a good way, some of them in a bad way. So it's a big gamble, but so I like to assume it's going to be the kinds that are really fanatical.
I hope you're correct in this, but I will tell you, the person I saw in charge of this group did not look very friendly. As a matter of fact, she looked downright scary, and there was lots of fire and lots of dismay.
All right, well, I suppose that's your answer.
I'm down to try anything we can.
From personal experience, they usually, well, not necessarily personal experience, I mean, maybe a little personal experience, but when the Empire does the thing, they usually send the person that's going to do it the most efficiently. And if it's like raising the earth, you're probably not going to get a nice person coming down to do that job.
Empire loves efficiency where it can. So I think honestly, someone other than me, because I didn't seem to really get through, should try and talk Patchy out of running out of dodge. Because...
Well, I think I did. He just looked really frustrated and defeated when he walked away from me when I talked to him earlier.
Right.
But I get that sometimes, so it may not have been a decision on his part, just a feeling I elicit in others.
So, what if we round them up, the bad guys, the bad Skixen, and we tie them up and we put them in the middle of the courtyard, and we just convince all of the villagers to just hide out for a couple days until the Empire comes and retrieves them? Perhaps?
Right, that was about what I was thinking.
Oh,
My
I have a
idea...
poop sack. I want to look in my sack real quick.
Excuse me?
You look inside of your poop sack.
Well,
It is a very old military supply bag. You find some spare silver, you find some explosive ordnance, you find some ammunition, you find a revolver sitting inside of there, med kits, some rations, a little bit of a collapsible ladder, and a small time device and a compass.
time device like a watch or like...
Keeps track of time. It's a wound up one too, so you have to wind it by hand.
Sorry to interrupt, Clay. I just thought maybe my sack of Empire-ness would help us, but there's nothing useful in here.
Right. All right. So my idea was more because we have eyewitnesses for the earlier event, which you already helped explain, but more importantly, for the one that's going to come, the more important one with where we round up these folks and get them ready to be handed off. I think that keeping most of the towns of, because also if you come into a town that you think is associating with shady folk, and all of them have conveniently left the town, maybe a little suspicious. So my idea was maybe more get some of the young folk and get them just out of sight in case things go a little awry soon, so that when we round up all of Patchy's friends, there's no unintended harm.
Are we going to give them a chance to speak for themselves before we round them up and to give them to the authorities? Because there's a really fine line between revolutionaries and terrorists.
Sure. I mean,
Yes. They did not look very friendly, I will just say that, but absolutely
Does
everyone
Patchy?
deserves their chance.
Patchy doesn't look friendly.
Patchy could start.
true.
From what Patchy's saying, it sounds like they're not exactly the kind that are gonna listen to reason. But I mean, one big score against them is that we're pretty sure they burnt down and destroyed this town. So,
Yes.
um,
So, first and foremost, the most
sweet-
important part is going to be to find Patchy's friends, and
Right.
Patchy's probably our only lead to where their location may be, so
Hey,
we should probably go, tie him up.
I agree.
Wait,
So,
Patchy? We're
Well-
going to tie up Patchy?
While you were all saying
Literally.
this now, a
No,
little bit of
figuratively.
time,
Everyone.
a little bit of time has passed. What is Nohu doing while they're all having this conversation?
When the casing said it was in a few days, how many is it? Like, is it in 2 days, a week?
It was
less?
It was 3 days according to Melody, who marked on the calendar where that should be for Kaizen. But
So-
he just said a few days, so
It would be like tomorrow, though, because things need time to get dusty.
true.
Unless there's a
they-
win.
And the distance from the depot that I found, how far away is it from the town?
As the bird flies, as the hopper hops, or as the people walk through the muck.
It will be with the people walking.
It's about 6 to 7 hours walking.
All right. I'll, as I think about this and I hear them speaking ill of Patchy, I'll go over to Patchy's house and try to find him.
You walk over to the window right at the time that Patchy swings the window open, like right in your face, and starts screaming for Six Toes out the window.
Six Toes! Where the hell are you?
You see Nohu's face like squished up against your glass as you've swung the window open.
I shoot
Hey!
them now.
Inkface! No! I need to talk to Patchy! Inkface!
Six
Is
Toes!
Patchy there?
Hey, aren't you sleeping? Like a normal person? It's
I-
two.
No, that was a time ago. I need to speak with Patchy, Inkface. Where is he?
It's Patchy.
No, you're not Patchy, you're Inkface. You said you were Inkface, and you have
Oh,
ink in your face.
yes. No, who I can tell you the secret. That is my immaculate disguise in case my good-for-nothing cousins come. See? Wait, yes.
Starts wiping ink off his
See,
face.
it's me. Now I got.
So are
I'm
you
just gonna grab this ink bottle just in case I need to put the disguise back again.
So are you Inkface passing as Patchy, or Patchy pretending to be Inkface?
No, Patchy pretending to be Ink Face. Yes.
Yeah, all right. Here, you have to come. They're speaking ill of you. They think you're trying to run away and escape, and I'll be trying to grab this armor like push.
They think I'm trying to run away.
No,
They
who leans-
convinced me to stay. Those bastards. I was planning on those.
As
I'll show them.
Nohu leans through the window and grabs hold of your hand and starts trying to pull you through the window.
I'm coming. Stop getting your slobber again. So my God. Where are we going?
So he
There's some
pulls-
bag.
You pull him out the window. Now you're standing in the.
What?
Now we need to run over to the
door.
group. We need to run over to the group.
He just like drags you over.
Stub my toe as you were trying to thank you. We should never use the door.
Patchy
Okay.
screeching comes out of the room with a fat cat on top of his head, just sprawled out and unconscious. As Nohu is just dancing towards all of you.
Hey, everyone! This is. Was it Patchy or Inkface?
Okay, just let's just practice this. I'm gonna just take out a little ink bottle. Ink face. Patchy. Ink face. Patchy. See? Wait.
Okay. I think I got it. I think I'll speak with Patchin and I'll spit on his face and I'll rub it.
You know what?
Listen,
Close enough.
everyone! Patchin's here. He's not going to be running away. How can you say all of that? He's
We
not
are-
a scaredy cat. He's a rat, I think.
He's not a
Mousy.
scaredy cat. He's a
You're
rat.
all calling me a coward.
No.
You do realize I am more likely to die out there than here. I'm just leaving to save people. You people just always, you all think you've got it all figured out because you are just, because sometimes running away is much braver.
How about you enlighten us and tell us exactly what's going to go on and what's at stake here, so we know why you should run away?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, which part of the stake? I mean, you guys clearly know.
Well, you've clearly,
the-
from our conversation, you've got something that you don't want the red whatever fella to get their claws on.
It's just some it's just something important for them. It's not important. It's none of your business. This is Skixen business. What you talking about, dwarf? This is Skixen business. Yes.
Well, right now it's the whole town's business, isn't it?
Yeah.
What you nodding there, voice in the sky, like you got some kind of you like you're picking a side. Sorry. Sometimes gods.
No, I understand.
So picking a side to agree with the truth, Sinan.
Nah. I just, okay. That
Hey, I got
good
that.
job, no.
what?
I have an idea.
Oh,
Oh, he
What's
has an
your
idea.
idea?
What's his idea? I'm gonna mosey towards the door now.
I'll unfurl my big map and I'll point over to the depot that I found. Look. There's this place, not far away from town. There's stuff in here. But that's also a place where the people in the town could go and take refuge. We can go and explore it today, make sure we grab anything that may be of use, and once it's clear, we come back and tell everybody to go, hide in there for a day or two.
Sounds like a plan to me. Let's get people to this. Well, let's make sure the cave is safe and go. People take people. I mean, not people. I'm with us. I mean, take people there and tick, and make sure they can be safe there. Yeah.
Good job, know who. I'm gonna give him a piece of jerky and a pat on the head.
He'll tap one foot rapidly as he eats.
So your ex-friends or whatever, are they terrorists by chance?
I take issue with that terminology, but yeah, they're Vincier, if that's what you're asking.
Well, actually, I'm asking if the Vincier are if they're bad guys or they're good guys.
Oh,
Are you
No
saying if
offense.
the Vincier are bad guys or good guys, or these Vincier are bad guys or good guys?
Is there a
think that's
difference?
a more pertinent question.
Yes, there's a big.
I think very much so. Again, there's peacekeepers you can bribe, and some that will look the other way, right? Not all of them are technically fuckers. So I guess right now, are these Finns here?
Yes, these are Vincier, and I don't think you can pay them off because passionately leaving in the cause and all that.
Are we
Passionate,
walking to the ruins already?
Not yet. No, we're still
Okay.
standing in the midst of the village.
passionate enough to burn down this town to cover their tracks, eh?
Possibly they would not technically want to, if they had a choice, not want to kill really Skixen, but these particular ones would not really care for collateral damage.
So I have a question for you. It's a little bit blunt, and I apologize. I'm usually a bit more subtle than this. Would they burn the town down to kill you?
Yes. Well,
Okay.
they would burn the town. They would burn down the town to get to the thing that they're trying to get to, which is not me, but their leader might burn down the town to get to me because he hates me more than the average Vincier. Most Minster doesn't hate me. Most Minster kind of like me, but these Minster don't like me.
Come on, who here doesn't have somebody who would raise a town just to get to them? I mean, that has been yelled at me like 4 or 5 times already. I think one of them was in this town. I forgot.
Should I feel bad about myself? I don't think anybody would burn a town down to kill me.
No, it's just another piece of evidence of your good character. So, I think having most of the folks that are willing and able to be hold up for whatever your former friends do will be good. I like that idea, know who. After we take care of your former friends, we'll have to talk to them and then figure out what we want to do to keep the most people safe and happy.
Clay? Clay?
Oh, hey.
You hear Brownie's voice off in the distance.
Okay. I will be right back. I'm coming. I'm gonna rush towards her.
Clay, Clay, I
Hey.
was having a hard time sleeping, so I came out and I heard all your yelling and stuff. But
I'm sorry.
I went and I checked over, and Hopper's missing. Clay,
Hopper's missing.
he's not stabled up where we left him. He's gone. I can't find him anywhere.
All right. Okay. Here. Why don't you, back when I was back on Avalon, I did a little bit of light detective and tracking work to try and get some jobs done. Do you want to help be my assistant detective and see if we can figure out where Hopper went?
Yeah, I want to find him.
Sure.
They all disappear, Clay, and they're gone, and I don't want Hopper to be gone too.
Sure, of course. Don't worry. Well, Hopper is we already know that Hopper will come back at some point too, right?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Does he know where home is? We said this isn't home. We said we're gonna leave. Maybe he left in advance.
Well, I don't know how you do that. He was all tied up all nice. It sounds to me, and this is just my my keen detective brain at work. Somebody probably needed to borrow Hopper or something.
But
He's a smart one, but I don't think he's escaped from a stable smart.
He's a pretty smart. Yeah, you're probably right. But,
Right. So we can go look at do some detective work, right?
Yeah. Where do we detective work? What's a detective?
Go look where with someone who follows clues and solves problems or crimes.
Oh, I had books about that. Oh,
Right.
The Hardly
I had a
Boys
book
or
like that
something. I
once.
don't know. So where do we start?
Well, we should go to the scene of the crime, of course.
Crime? You didn't say there was a crime.
It's just a. Sorry, we should go where Hopper last was.
Could
It was just a
he
turn of
be
phrase.
hurt? We need to look for blood. Let's look for
Oh,
blood.
all right, sure. We'll see if there's no blood. We know he's not hurt. Right?
So, Clay and Brownie head over to the stable, basically where Hopper was being held, right outside of the house down to the south of you. While he walks away from everybody with this little girl, we move back over to Kaizen and Nova. So Clay heads off with Brownie, this halfling youngling. And Patchy is now standing there looking a bit guilty. And what do the two of you do?
No.
No.
Well, I mean, I think we should do know whose plan as written, with making sure that we're not sending a bunch of small villagers into a bug den of doom.
I would agree with you. Time is of the essence, and the faster we move, the better, I think. And I say that the whole time while staring into Patchy's eyes, because I know he knows I know things.
You don't know what they're trying to get. What do you know? What do you know?
So you are all standing out there in the main Stuckfoot commons, the big ground in the middle. But it is about 1 o'clock in the morning, and everybody is kind of settled
Plaza?
in the plaza. There you go. If you want to call it that, it's not really much of a plaza, but still. So you're standing there while lights are winking out around the entire town.
So tell me, is this planet more extremely dangerous in the night, or is it not as dangerous as the day with all of the creepy crawlies?
If I remember correctly, nighttime's pretty scary.
Yeah, there's a
Great.
lot of
We are
there's a
in
lot
a
of night
town.
hunters out there.
We are in a town that the bugs usually don't necessarily cross into the town, right? Voice in the sky.
Only if they're
I mean, they
desperate.
literally did already.
Only if they're desperate or starving or drawn to there for some reason.
I
So you
thought
do
you
have.
said that was your fault. That they were following you.
Well, yeah, but they could come in?
Trying to make me feel guilty. The walls are not that high.
Hold on. How am I trying to make you feel guilty? You're
Are you
making
deflecting?
yourself feel guilty. You're absolute. What did you say, Kaizen? What's he doing?
He's deflecting.
Thank you.
100%.
I'm not deflecting. You're
And
deflecting.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Classic deflection.
Your mom's deflecting.
So what is
Talk
the?
about my mama.
What's everybody's
Yeah.
plan for the evening? Do you want to try to rouse some of the villagers? Do you want to talk to them about what's going on as quickly as possible? Do you want to wait until morning?
Oh, I thought it was morning.
No, it's
I
1
thought
o'clock
we
in the
went for
morning.
a morning routine. Ah.
Only technically. It's technically in the AM.
It's very early in the morning.
Patchy, what do you think? Do you think we should warn? You know the people better than we do. I mean, I think that you could at least maybe tell a leader or two in the community about what's going on and give them the heads up about what we're doing.
Do we do it right now, or should we wait for them to wake up and make an assembly or something?
I don't know how grumpy are people around here being woken up at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Is there anyone, voice in the sky, that I can go to right now that I know is awake, like a town?
You
Official.
have the watch. They actually go up into the tower. It's locked off from your house so that they can keep an eye on things. You know that there's probably some people there. There's likely somebody that's standing out in front of the main gate who just stands watch out there. And on occasion, Melody's awake this late at night because she does a lot of work for the town and rarely sleeps.
We can go
You know
talk to
that
Melody.
you know that Periwinkles never seems to sleep.
Who was the Periwinkle one?
Periwinkle's the one who created the garden in the middle of town.
She scares me. Nah. Grass doesn't grow like that. But yeah, we can talk to Melody, who's usually awake. She's someone that the town respects. And there's also the guards. And I guess that weird plant lady in the garden.
She smells so nice.
Okay.
Well, better
Well-
than you do.
Perhaps we should start with Melody, because she is the one that told me when this date was. So she's already kind of keen on what's going on, and she seemed quite concerned when I let on to what was happening. So perhaps she could be an ally for us to help convince the others.
Yes. All right. Let's go. Let's go to the town. I mean the inn. Melody's Inn Tavern.
Melody's
Yes.
Tavern, yeah. So all of you head over there. Know who do you go with them?
By the way,
wanna-
I'm gonna pull Nohu to the corner and gonna quickly say, "No, thank you so much. Every time you see them ganging up on me, just talk. They always listen to you. Just talk, okay? All right, thank you. You saved my ass back there. Okay, yes.
All right, yeah, I can talk.
While he does that, and as we're walking back, I want to look at the watch that's in there. Is it like a standard watch, or is it like a Hermione Granger watch where I can reset things?
You can
Just
change things on it, and it does have a wind that just starts it. So
But not time. I cannot affect time with the watch. is
you
what
cannot
I'm
affect.
asking.
Now you're spinning time around. It's not. No, it still changes what time it shows, but not the sky.
You're saying I can wind it.
Yes. It does appear to
it's
be
just-
just a copper, whatever military watch.
I'm gonna give it to Nohu because he likes to tinker on things, and maybe he could do something fun with the watch. Nohu, do you want the watch? I found a watch. It's got all sorts of cogs and springy things.
Treetop says, "For Rob, bandana boys, and for Anna, +1s to both of you."
Yay!
Thank you. Yeah.
For those of you in the audience as well, kobolds have just gotten a slight change to their modifications. They can now create other kobold effects. So rolling on the table could make something very strange happen now. Just so you're aware, Nohu.
Is that a new table?
Kajkin Upgrades now has one new part to it that has been adjusted that could have vastly different
Vastly.
vastly
Oh my.
different outcomes. Vastly.
Anova, are you sure you want to do that? It might end up something like this. I'm assuming this was him, and I pull my bow out with rockets on
Rockets
it.
on it.
This just happened to appear when he took it when I was meditating, so thank you, Nohu. I'm terrified to try to use it, but I suppose it could be great.
Yes, I'm welcome. I'll do the same to all of you.
Looking forward to it.
All right.
This tour.
So all of you head over.
Yes, I do want to do that. Perhaps the watch will be useful as a rocket.
Okay.
Shatter. Some sort of one-liner comes out of Nohu, of course. We'll move over to Clay while all of you walk over to Melodies. So Clay, you and Brownie move over to the stable area. You can tell that the thong that was tying the hopper in place, the skeeter, and the food nearby has kind of been tossed about and scattered. Whoever left with this, give me a brains roll. See if you can determine what it looks like.
Now, I'm guessing, of course, that I get a bonus for Brownie's expert assistance.
Brownie will roll to see if she gives you a bonus. She has a -4 to this roll, so...
Sure.
No, she stumbles around. She tramples in a few spots that you think might have had footprints that were important in them.
Sure,
And,
yeah.
And eventually she's just like, I don't know what I'm looking for. Oh, look, a stick.
Oh.
It's bent. Does this mean
Ooh.
something?
Someone might have stepped on it, eh?
Oh, I stepped on it earlier.
Oh, well, mystery solved. See, we're already doing so well.
Yes, I like it when I happen to be helpful.
Of course. You're always helpful. At least a little bit. Well, it looks like whoever... I mean, here's the thing. Looks like something left in a hurry, right? But, look at the feed bag's been untied at the very least and knocked about. So I don't think Hopper did this. No idea who, but it looks like Hopper maybe got borrowed.
Somebody took... Well, why would somebody leave with Hopper in the middle of the night?
That's a great question. I'm
This whole
sure.
place has been under a lot of weird stuff lately and very dangerous. You'd think if somebody
Hey.
left, it would be very much more dangerous for them.
Probably somebody. You know what we could do? We could go on and ask the watch if they saw anyone get out. Because there's gonna be some people up.
That
To make sure
sounds
the town's
like-
safe. And I will catch her.
That sounds like a good thing, but
Mm.
can we detect it
Or-
tomorrow?
Right? Yes. Well, you're about to do one of the most important parts of detectiving, which is sleeping on it and figuring out the clues.
So she kind of like leans into you a little bit and is kind of wobbly on her feet. She's very tired at this point in time. And eventually, she's basically sleepwalking. So you pick her up, and she falls asleep.
Yeah, I'll start carrying her back to Melody's Inn so I can put her back in bed.
Very quickly, she's snoring in your arms. Well, child snoring, whatever. And you see the rest of the party there all walking into Melody's at the moment. So as you all step inside of the inn, you have tables all around. Everything's clean, spick and span. And you see Melody in the middle of preparing something for the following day. She happens to be changing over some of the hoppers in the back for some of the local brew and getting that in preparation, as well as setting on something to cook long term that will be a roast over the course of multiple hours. And she kind of dusts her hands off, and you see like some white powder fluff off of her chest, and everybody there.
I suddenly run over to Melody, jump over the counter, and start spewing everything about Patchy, about being part of maybe a terrorist, maybe not. People like maybe coming in here to burn the place, maybe not. Maybe them being more Skixen, maybe not. And having the people, the townspeople coming here, no, taking refuge in a nearby place. And we need her help and to tell everybody else and just everything that has to deal with it.
She starts gesticulating in Skixen. You don't understand the language, so anybody that does speak it, she's like, what the? He's going crazy. Calm, slow down. No, I can't keep track of all of that. What is it? What is going on? You see her like waving over to Patchy and Nohu.
Patchy, like Patchy told me, I'm talking. So listen well.
No. I said when people are ganging up on me, like, you know, when more than 2 of our friend groups all stare daggers at me and are trying to get something out of me, and I start speaking in different languages. That's when you do it, okay? That's when you do it, okay? At this moment.
And 2 people
are doing it these days.
Something near you. Yeah, there's Carrot Top and Pink Lady. Yeah, next to you. So yeah, this is a good time.
Yes.
So Melody looks over as you were talking to them, to Kaizen and Nova, who aren't engaged with the kobold, and just goes, what is he talking about?
I speak Skeen.
Same.
Right. Well, actually, so Patchy was saying we were going to talk to you about that. It did go a little bit fast. So we're in danger here, or your town is, and we're trying to fix the problem, but we may need everyone to evacuate temporarily.
Evacuate? Are you kidding? You joking? We've been through so much already. This town is attacked. Everything will be fine. That whole empire thing, no big deal.
In 3 days' time, this tavern is absolutely destroyed, turned upside down. There's fire everywhere, and there's some horrible Skixen out front doing some terrible things while the Empire arrives to ravage them.
Possible. I mean, they
Melody,
wouldn't.
we have it in good authority that, you know, there might be those darn awful Vincier out there close by in the town doing some sort of whatever they are doing around this town, and you know, when they're around, Empire tends to be a little trigger happy, so we just want to play in the side of caution, you know.
Of course, side of caution, everything fine. Look, I know all of you are riled up. It's really late in the evening. There's been a lot going on recently. Why don't we just rest on it, and we'll get the village together tomorrow, and we'll have a discussion at that point in time.
Okay.
Everyone
And
roll
are you going to
aware
bear the
for me real
responsibility?
quick, if you would.
Who?
All of you roll aware for me real quick.
D2.
Oh no.
Me as well, or no?
No, you're coming in
That's
the
what I
back of
thought.
the building at the moment.
Okay.
You don't quite
That's
see
what I
this.
thought. Yep.
At least we know it's localized.
Kaizen is the only one that notices this, but as she is saying these things, her gestures are showing signs of someone who is hiding something. And as you're looking over, Kaizen, you see little flecks amidst the white powder that you assume is flour, but you also see remnants of stone dust that is gray and hard. It is not flour on her apron.
She's
Hey.
stoned.
I'm going to activate See the Heart, and I'm going to see what her intentions are, and I am going to inquire as to what this powder is.
Okay, so let me double check your ability real quick. See the Heart does give you to determine the goal the target is attempting to reach directly. She's attempting to stall all of you. And you ask her, go ahead and make the question if you're going to ask about the powder.
Okay, so I know that you're not letting on to everything, and I know that you're trying to stall us. And I also am aware that this is not flour. What is this, and what are your intentions?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Don't try to scramble out of this. I've done enough of that with Patchy. What are you doing, and what are you up to?
Patchy, this
Patchy-
outsider comes in and starts... Are you going to let him talk to me like this?
No, Jesus, Melody! Come on! This Melody doesn't hide anything. Melody's one of the pillars of the community. Also, you didn't get anything out of me. What you talking about? Psh.
Patchy.
You know, the
Roll.
best way to settle this is probably Patchy. Why don't you take your amazing alchemical knowledge and just take a little bit of that powder and prove that it's flour? And then obviously she's not hiding anything, and we
Certainly
can go to
not stone powder. No, it couldn't be that, could it?
So, Patchy, give me a brains roll real quick.
Oh my God, come on. No, wait. It would be wise for me to make sure we're in good terms with this community. Wait, they are in good terms with this community. And you know, so I should diffuse the situation before they piss off one of the pillars of the community.
Okay,
So I need to
I'm
help
sure
here.
that would be wise. I will give you the reroll. That is a 16, much better. So as you say that about Melody, you know she's been here a long time. You know that her mother did not pass of old age, but rather a wasting disease that she could not get the money together, and that the Empire would not provide her.
She become radicalized though.
Wait. What does that mean? So
That
she
means
can't...
you immediately have a strange feeling of doubt about her for a split second, that maybe if she's trying to stall you, as Kaizen is kind of insinuating, that's the only thing that comes to mind as the reason why. Her mother died because the Empire was not willing to help her.
So she might be a fellow Vincier?
Maybe.
Is that what you're...
And you've been here with her for a long time, and you didn't know, which means that the Vincier that she might be engaged with might not be ones you like.
No, not Melody. No, what? Okay. Huh.
So what do you say at this moment? So Nova mentioned testing the stuff on the chest, and she goes, "No, we don't know. It is stone. I was renovating my basement. I mean, I've been making sure that everything here is in order so that I can keep."
You're lying.
Actually, the renovating the basement part, you need to roll aware to see if she's lying.
Tells me to see the heart, but okay. Oh, dear.
That would be, without using see the heart, would be no, she's not lying.
Oh.
Melody, my dear Melody, we've known each other for a while, yes? I just, you know, these people, they're weird outsiders, but they're trying to help in their own way. Let's just satisfy their curiosity. Let me just take a look at this powder. I'm kind of curious. What is this? Well, it's kind of different coloration. Let me take a look at the...
Yeah, fine, Patchy. You can take a look at it. That's fine.
Okay, I'll take a look at it. What do I roll to take a look at it?
So you get out your supplies. Give me another brains roll, and we'll see if you can identify what the substance is.
Oh my God!
With a 10, all you can tell is that it is stone fragments.
No, that should
I would be in
more
line
than
with her
that.
saying that she was digging out her basement a bit.
Do I have any
Okay.
tools? Like, can I take out my magnifying glass? Can that dumb tool that I got in the first when we were making this character be useful to look at it
That's
again?
what you're using right now.
Well, you didn't tell me that. Okay.
So Clay, while they're having this conversation and things seem to be getting tense downstairs for some reason, but you're carrying Brownie upstairs. And as you go up there and you go to bring her to her room to rest, you move past Kiara's door, which is open. There's a letter sitting on the desk and a small candle that's been burning for a while, but she's not in there.
It's mystery number 2. All right. I'm gonna finish taking Brownie to bed first. I'm gonna kind of lay her down. I'm guessing she's basically in that like barely awake little section. I will take off my wristband and just kind of put it in her hand and then tuck her in. And then I will go see what Kiara left me.
So you walk back into Kiara's room and you head over, and there's a closed envelope right next to a small letter on the table. And it says, "Dear Clay, I know we've just been reunited, but in light of current events, things have become strange. They've become a little more difficult, and I saw some things tonight that I'm not happy with. For the love of God, do not go inside of Kaizen's crack. I saw
I'm planning on it.
my own death, and I know that Aurora is in trouble. Can you take this letter and give it to the messenger if they come by? This is for her, and I'm gonna try to find my way to her as fast as I can. I'm heading to Fort Mesa. If you don't see me again, I'm sorry. And that's the end of the letter.
Just kind of take the letter, supposed to give it to the messenger, put it in my bag, and kind of look up at the night sky. Better see you again. If not, I'll kill you. You'll be so upset. You just go back together. There's a place full of nothing but perfect marks. We would make so much money. I'm gonna see you again.
As you stare at the
bastard.
window inside of Kiara's room, and you're looking at the night sky and seeing the moons kind of lighting up above the clouded areas nearby. As the clouds start to cover the moons, give me an aware roll.
All right, sounds good.
That is a 12.
Well,
For a split second, you believe you saw a shape moving up over the wall nearby, and something seemed to have come down and off of a roof of another building off to the side where you can see them, but that was just a flash of a sight.
oh, like near what building?
If you have this map up, I'll save it real quick, or share it real quick so everybody can see it. The Melodies is this place here,
Mhm.
and it's directly south of you in this direction. You saw the building across the way, something came off the roof, and something climbed over the wall over there.
Okay,
You don't know if it's bugs, you don't know if it's whatever.
right. Just looking at my so what I would like to do, because I can clearly see this building from the window, is I'm gonna pop open Kiara's window and I want a grappling hook over onto that roof and try and track that figure.
First off, give me a strong roll, because these windows are in Miocenis and they're all rusted.
There.
Warped.
Critical failure, Clay. With a critical failure, if you'd like to accept that, you will either cause damage to yourself in a unique way, or all of these windows on the upper floor are basically welded shut with rust.
I thought you were gonna be like, or you can never open windows successfully ever again.
Yeah, you have a -10 to all windows ever. I'll take a little damage. That's fine.
Okay. Clay, you shove and shove and shove on this window until it finally just squeaks open, and you accidentally catch yourself with that weight, falling forward and bouncing off the straight edge and landing amidst these crates down below. These not crates, it's a huge pile of firewood and things like that, slamming into the bottom of it. We're gonna go ahead and roll and see what kind of damage you take from that. It is a second story, so it's gonna hit you in your right in your torso. So you land right across your back. Only 1 point of damage, not a huge thing. But
And we've had time to regen as well.
No.
Not wounds, but like regen.
You have not been resting. Unless you're resting, you don't get regen back.
Okay, got it. Then I am that and that. Cool. All right.
And
that could have gone much worse.
This bypasses armor because it is pressure damage. So,
no problem.
You smash into those things, wood just goes shattering everywhere, and we'll return to you in a second, as everybody inside is going to hear that. As tensions build, as Patchy is staring at this stone.
I spent an ace to re-roll my brain, by the way.
All right, and your brain's roll was a 10.
Nice. No, I did not. That was the one before.
Oh, okay. So
I didn't roll it yet.
That was the one he re-rolled.
Go ahead and re-roll it then. Thank you for the sub, Anna. That is a 14. That's not as... that's better than a 10. There is stone here, but there's also traces of some other thing. It's not standard stone nearby. It seems to be lime and sand that you're starting to see in this. That would indicate that this was a tunnel, not a basement.
Huh. I'm gonna take a closer eye on but yeah.
You see
Actually-
Melody's eyes start to like squint at you a little bit.
Actually, Kaizen, can you come here too? Can you take out your bow and just
As you start loading and asking him to get weapons, hold on.
I know.
a second.
I just like the sight of it. It's a cool bow. It's so cool.
Just
It
a
is so
minute.
cool.
Got rockets on it.
Just a
Yeah, it's
minute.
rocket bow. Yeah, so cool. Okay.
So I'm gonna
take
move
a-
all of you on the map here to where you currently are, and we will see what happens next.
Did you just trigger aggro, you two? Ugh, the
Where are
combat
you,
music.
Clay?
I
playing.
definitely failed the stealth section, and the enemies
Yeah.
have like the exclamation point.
Exactly.
I was on top of the counter.
Clay is right
Please.
there.
That was
You were on top of the counter. You're right. You were on top of the counter. We'll put you over there.
Yeah.
That's where all the greatest adventurers hang out.
The great adventurers always hang out on the counter. And then we have Melody right in front of you here. There we are. So this is the current scene. And as you start like reaching for Kaizen and everything, you can see that Melody is a little bit recognizing something weird is going on. And very quickly, she reaches under the counter and pulls up a scatter gun and points it towards you all. No. You stay right where you're at. I know what you did, Patchy. You're a terrorist. You killed all of those people. You killed innocents, men, women, children alike. I know what you did. They told me.
Wait, who told you?
Your friends in the
Who are my
Vincier.
friends?
The ones that are chasing you down. Lord Crimson Mane.
He's the one who did it! I'm the one who tried to stop it!
He
Why do
said
you
you'd
think
say
I'm hiding
something
here?
like this. You don't deserve to be here as long as you have. That's why I ratted them out to you. Or you out to them.
What did you want? Do you know what they will do?
You
they
see
will
her-
do what this accused me of doing 10 times, you idiot!
You see her rack the chamber, just point the gun at you. You'll stay right here, and when they arrive, you will be brought before them and tried.
You do realize they are the Vincier, you idiot!
Yeah, they're trying to get this Empire nuisance off of our planet.
The thing they're accusing me of, they're the ones who did it.
None of them are alchemists like you, Patchy. That is a lie.
Maine was my student! That he's an alchemist! Or my apprentice, not student, but he learned from me. He learned everything he didn't know from me. God damn it, that idiot!
You see her just pointing that gun at you. Everybody roll initiative real quick, and we'll see
So-
what interactions occur.
Okay.
So, we get a 7 from Nohu. We get a 13 from Nova. We get a 12 from Patchy. We get a 12 from Clay. We get a Kaizen. Where are you at on here? You're not on here for the moment. There we are. You get
You got a
a
10.
Now, for some reason, you're removed from the combat tracker. So, Melody gets a 8. And unidentified creature gets a 23.
WTF tie.
What? No, I didn't say anything. So, at this point, Clay, you have crashed into the wood pile. And, can you give me another aware roll as you're laying out there?
I
Oh,
would
no, we
love
lost.
to.
We lost Shannon again. Oh, there she's back. That is a 3. You don't see it.
Uh,
You're in pain. Are you gonna
At
reroll
this
one?
point, I would like to argue that I am concerned about this town safety and protecting Brownie and the other people in it for my justice reroll and trying to identify if this is a threat. If I just saw like a bug come in.
Oh, there's an ace from McSherry, by the
Oh,
way.
okay.
You don't have to.
Thank you so much, audience.
Not better.
Oh, I doubled
not
it.
much better. I mean, it was doubled, yes, but
That's fine.
All right.
The dice don't want it.
All right, so I guess you're taking that 6 then, huh?
The dice don't want it.
All right. So you don't hear anything, and you don't see anything, unfortunately. You're extricating yourself from this wood pile,
Yeah.
which is relatively difficult. You'll have to make an agile roll on your action in order to find out what that's going to mean. And we are now moving on to Nova. So Nova, things start getting heated. This little old female Skixen, who was, so pleasant before, is now pointing a scattergun at all of you. What do you do?
I want to engage her with my charming.
How do you attempt to do that? What do you say?
I want to, calmly. Melody, I know that this is all really confusing, and trust me, I grew up with the Empire, knowing that I was part of the Empire, and also knowing that they really sucked, okay? But it's really hard sometimes to determine whether or not someone is filling your, blowing smoke, right? Like, how do you know that Patchy's not telling the truth and the other people are telling the truth? If it's he said, she said, what evidence have you been presented with that would say that Patchy is the bad guy here and then these other folks are the good guys? Because Kaizen seems to think, and he has this timey-wimey thing where he looks into crack and then he can see what's going to happen. Where it's pretty evident that your friends that you narked off Patchy to destroy everyone here.
So her response to your statement is, and she points the weapon kind of towards you a little bit as you're talking. Who are you to come in here and tell me what is right, what is wrong? Your encounters with the Empire. I understand you're an elf. That immediately puts you in a difficult position. I get that, okay? But those other Skixen, those Vincier terrorists have been providing us with food and medical supplies for months now. And he is not. We're fighting with him for his supplies. I send Kiara over there almost every day, and she comes back after a fight.
Well, one...
And on top of that, if it weren't for you and your friend, she points directly at Kaizen, we would not be in this situation with the Empire coming. We are at the bottom of the barrel in this circumstance. Roll charming for me now, as she's going to not have a good time coming off of your perspective with everything that's happened.
I was going to hit her with an okay, Boomer. I didn't accuse you of anything. I was just asking questions, okay? God, Dad.
Defensive much?
That is a critical failure.
I'm going to go ahead and not, because I don't want to get shotted gun into my face.
All right.
I mean, at least that's better.
You tripled it.
So,
yes!
She does not seem to be impacted or swayed by your charming.
Patchy, what did you do?
Wait.
Why did I start
What are you talking about
providing supplies.
So, you wait till your turn now. So Nova gets a reroll from Anna, since she's using stuff because she's not here right now. Oh, critical failure!
Oh, no!
Oh my God.
Nova, would
What's
you
the
like
critical
to
fail?
would you like to surprise her with a volume at one point, causing her to accidentally misfire a weapon? And Anna is making another reroll, so is McSherry.
Two rerolls.
Stop,
you,
Nova.
ladies. All right,
That is a 16. A 16 is not high enough to sway her, but it will make her shaky.
Jeez, crow. Okay, you know what? It's been like hit or miss here. I've got one more. Let's go for it. And if I don't get it, I don't get it.
Last one, everybody. Oh, 23.
Oh, baby.
So you see her now at this point,
Uh-oh.
since we have 10 billion rerolls. She
I got 3, okay? People get like 12, 24. I get 3, and you're like,
She has uncertainty in her eyes, and she looks over at you after saying that, and she goes, It's not like that. It's not like that. They haven't been bad to us. They haven't. You see her attention waver, and the scattergun starts to go down a little bit. Clay, outside, it is your turn.
Okay, so I have to make an agile roll, you said.
Yes, make an agile roll to get out of the pile unscathed, or you get stuck there for a little while and have to take your whole action to get out. 15 is enough, so you kind of scramble. You feel like the wood moving around. You get a splinter in your wrist, and you're like, and you climb up out of it.
Right where I took my bracelet off, of course.
Right where you took it. And you climb out of there. So now, where are you headed to?
And then I would like to light my
reroll.
Nice, let's do it.
Oh, Say 18. That's even better. Let's say, okay,
Oh.
you did
Not
not
even
get
not
didn't get
even
a
a
splinter
splinter.
this time.
This is not the first time I've used crates to break my fall. Um, I will then light my lantern up,
Okay.
which I believe will give me 6 distance of light.
Yeah.
So I can to see if that will immediately
That
illuminate the
position,
figure.
you can see inside of the room in front of you, because you can see through the window now that there's a small dining area in here. Nobody seems to be in there at the moment. There are some walls in the way you can't see through. The rooftop nearby, something tries to move out of the way, so I'm going to have you roll aware to see if you see it this time. And
Yeah.
the opponent's going to try to sneak.
You got it.
That is a 9 to a 9, but it is not a nemesis, so you do spot on the roof for a split second a Skixon in a hood, like dangling up from the roof. Then he just pops back over the top. It's now out of sight again, but you're at the bottom of the building, so.
Right, but they dropped on off the roof.
No, they went back
It
up,
looked
over
like?
up over the top to the other side.
Oh, got it. To the other side of the roof.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was
well,
it was
then-
a Skixon wearing like a swampy camouflage with like dark paint on their face.
Yeah.
Ghillie suit?
Pretty much.
I will then kind of move around to the side. I have 5 move? Yeah.
Mhm.
So if I just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, can I kind of get a view?
Give me another aware
Um,
roll. If you succeed above what they rolled before, then you'll see
Okay.
that.
Ooh.
Nope.
Nope. Here. Well, I'll just actually second action. Just come around so that they can't possibly, because now with the angle, I should be able to see them on the side of the roof. They are, yeah.
All right, give me one more.
Okay.
Roll. Skixon do have skitter.
Yes.
They can climb just as fast as they can move. So as you
Fair.
come around the other side, this time you look up and you see them kind of standing there in the light. They try to flatten themselves to the building, but you have obviously noticed them.
Right. Now, why don't you just come down here and let me know what you're doing sneaking into town this late at night?
Okay, as you do so, this figure up on top. One moment. On top of the building kind of turns towards you, recognizes that you are not somebody that he's allied with, and you see him reach down and pull up a crossbow, basically a mechanical bow, and point it at you. And that is your turn for now.
It sure is. All right,
Patchy,
then.
you are up. For the moment, Melody
okay.
has lowered her guard temporarily because of what Nova stated.
I am going to
Don't
try to
aggravate.
talk to her as well, but also prepare my tracer just in case with my walking stick. But I have it in the air. I don't have to prepare it. Quick question before I talk to her though, with my -2 charming. What is she talking about the Vincier supporting them? Like, would I know about that?
You could roll brains to determine at the moment if you have any idea what that is. It's going to be a relatively tough roll. You're going to need to get an 18 or higher.
But like, wouldn't I be told if this place was getting Vincier supplies when I was being relocated here?
You should have been if they were in the know, yes.
Shit.
That is a 13.
Huh?
You don't
Huh?
know. 13's not going to be enough for you to know much.
Okay, well, I'm still gonna try to talk. Melody.
Ah, there's an ace for mana.
Oh,
She's gonna use
thank you.
those. She's gonna use all of those critters tonight, I think.
Can I use that ace in case this charming fails, though?
You could save that. It is just an ace, so you can use that later.
Ah,
Unless she
thank you, Anna,
says
so
you
much.
have to re-roll that roll.
Thank you, Anna, so much. Melody, I have known you for some time. You are not a cruel person. And I understand that you align with the Vincier. Let me reintroduce myself. My name is Professor, or whatever my title was, Silverback. I am one of the first members of the Vincier, also their chief, or ex-chief scientist.
You see her face kind of twisted in both rage and sadness, like tears welling up at the corner of her eyes. I know who you are, and I saw the pictures.
Let me finish. All what my research is trying to do is, after I finish, you can shoot me if you want to shoot me, is to what's the word I'm looking for? Shit, English second language. Reverse the Heliphage.
Reverse the Haliphage.
Yes.
This is who I am. You want to change me from who I am to something else?
We can talk about the ethics of that later.
Ethics, that's my life you're talking about.
Well,
That's
it's
not a gray
well,
area.
it's also my life that they changed, that they turned us into these things that can't even talk. But I have been trying to fight for our people since the start. That Crimson Mane is my apprentice who turned my research into a race-erasing bomb. He wants and this is the reason I faked my death and came here to hide my research from them so they will never use it and remake those photos you saw. That is the reason why I'm here.
Roll charming real quick.
Oh god, -2. Oh, -1. Okay, that's cool. Okay. Yeah.
That is a 2, and here comes an ace.
So can I just like
Maybe
stand
the one
behind him
from
and
Anna.
smile and try to help?
16. That is not high enough necessarily to change her mind, but it is enough time to make her think. The scattergun, she kind of lifts it and then she kind of raises it or slowly lowers it a little bit. So you were used, but you made that stuff, and you were trying to reverse the effects of the war. How did you live this long?
I am the reason why the Vincier members are living, why Red Eye is still alive.
So give us that, Patchy. I am Skixin.
That's what I'm trying to find. That's one of the things I'm trying to find. It's not that simple. It's very, very limited. And that Crimson Mane, my apprentice, also used to idolize me and now hates me and will burn down this town to get to me.
You can lengthen the life of individuals who only have 20 years. You can lengthen that, and you didn't? You're trying to change us all into something that we're not, that we were never born to. And you're someone capable of that, and you didn't help my mother. You see her raise the scattergun up again.
It is very individual. We barely had enough to do 5 or so, maybe like 10, between 5 and 10. I don't remember the exact number right now. It's hard to. I am trying to replicate it. Crimson Mane is the reason I can't distribute it to everyone.
And remember,
Crimson Mane is the reason.
Remember, of course, that you had to dissolve all the DNA of a once living elf in order to do that.
There's also that, but I don't want to share the cost. I don't want to share the part about what the cost to do that is.
Ixnay on the off
Again, I am saying the right thing. If Crimson Mane would share his part of the research, I would be able to just dissolve one elf to save thousands instead of like 5. But that's a different story.
So everybody got a +1 from Anna.
You don't share the secret recipe. You just say it's a secret.
As you have obviously not completely swayed Melody at this point, it is now Kaizen's turn. Kaizen, how do you react to this?
I just look disappointed, look down at the ground, and go into waiting.
All right, Kaizen enters waiting to be prepared for anything that might occur. And we pop back outside, where a soft and a click goes off, and a bolt goes flying over at Clay. Clay, how would you like to defend yourself?
I would like to reflexively dodge roll, which is something like dive into cover, which I think I can do, right?
You can. You can duck and cover if cover is within 5 feet, so within 1 square.
Well,
which you do
I
have,
see some boxes here.
You have boxes. You have the edge of the
actually-
building, so yeah, you can dive towards those. That'll give you a +2 to your defense roll.
Cool.
Aren't those the boxes you just smushed with your body?
No, those
ones
are the ones by the building y'all are in.
So everybody can see this. I'm going to go ahead and switch our overlay so that our audience can see what we're talking about.
Yeah, Ty.
Yeah.
Oh.
There we are. Okay, so there's you moving over towards the boxes, and the attack coming at you via this individual up on the roof. He gets a 12 to hit you. You get a 7. Was that with your plus
So
2?
it's a 9. It should be, but I'll use an ace.
All right, here comes an ace. You want to avoid that crossbow bolt? I hear you. That is a critical failure, Clay. So 2 choices: do you take extra damage from this attack, or do you get pinned in place?
No, I'll use my last banked ace.
All right,
Or my
final
second to
ace.
last banked ace.
There we go.
Oh, never mind. Thanks, Anna.
And Anna's coming in there being the
Whee! Okay, that's a 19
point lady
total.
there. So you do get out of the way, even with this opponent's attack of a 13 with the +1 I was given. You are able to avoid and dodge the side. The sound of that hand cranked device going. Hey, thank you very much, Barty. Time for the subs. That is so wonderful of you.
Barty. And so since I just successfully defended myself, I'm going to reflexively use slippery like an eel.
Slippery
Because
eel.
that's a scoundrel thing. And I'm going to mark him with the opportunity tag. And how I'd like to flavor that is someone fires a crossbow. Alert! Excuse me. There's an attacker. There's someone on the roof. I just got shot at. Yelling it out in the middle of town.
So you start yelling. As you are yelling, from around the corner nearby, a dark figure comes out and lunges forward with a very large blade towards your side.
Good. All right. Well, I'm out of reflexive action, so this is just a
Nat 20!
natural 20 is what it is.
All right, Clay, would you like to do something that returns damage or puts you out of harm's way? I'll let you move up to 3 in any distance you want to go.
I'll move out of harm's way.
All right, so go ahead and move 3 squares and put yourself.
Can I actually move up onto the roof?
That will require an agile roll. You are not a Skixen, so climbing is not something you can do. But I'll see. We'll see. You can potentially do that.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, with a 15, yes, you rush up the side. You end up on the roof here. There we go. So now you can see that other Skixen that's got the opportunity tag on the roof, and that is your action.
All right.
We begin hearing scraping noises, and inside of Melodies, there's the sound of a trap door slam open in the distance. And we move to Nohu. Nohu, what do you do?
Well, since it wasn't clarified beforehand, I'm assuming that all of these deeply philosophical and ethical talk is being said in Skixen, which I don't understand. So all of these whistles and movements and the like, I mean, Nohu gets sort of an idea of that there's some sort of diplomacy attempt being said. So he'll just stand on top of the counter, align a little bit his clothes and be all looking at what Melody. He'll be all the road to hell is paved with good intentions. You cannot just simply assume the morality of the people, even those that may simply try to help you. You have to look deeper into them, into their action, into their very being. 17 years ago. Wait a minute, you can understand me. Netcaster.
Netcaster. All right, go ahead and give me a netcaster. She will be potentially caught by surprise. So.
Please tell me diplomacy is the name of your netcaster.
Critical failure.
No, that would be an A.
All right, there's an ace. We're gonna re-roll that. Boom, 16. Suddenly, Melody just gets collapsed to the floor inside of a net, and her gun is trapped to her chest, and she hits the floor behind there.
Good. Then did I hear Clay screaming about being attacked?
Yes, you now hear Clay shouting out in the, what do we call it? Courtyard. It's not a courtyard.
Plaza?
Plaza. He's in the plaza. You hear him yelling in the plaza. whatever it is.
Question, are
And
there, like,
Nohu, give me an aware roll real quick. Okay, never mind.
question, are there any like windows on this side of on the south side of the inn?
You're pointing right at one with that arrow.
Perfect. I'll use my other action to grapple my way through that window. Even if it's closed, I'll just shatter through it, being like, no, away!
All right, so Nohu, you go ahead and roll agile to grapple. You get your bonus to your grappling roll, and as long as you get higher than a 12, you'll shatter out that window.
Agile. You said agile, right?
Yep. There's a 14, and there goes Nohu. Smashes through the window, and as Nohu shatters out the window, rolling into the courtyard. We fade to black as we go to our break for now. Everybody, we will be returning in roughly 10 minutes. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you're enjoying yourselves. And, yeah, we'll see you soon. As soon as I remember what button to press. This one.
The one that
Yeah.
does the thing.
This one that does the thing. See you in a moment.
The one
everyone.
with the stuff and the yeah.
Hello, everyone, and we are back with Dreams of Silver and Stone. Last time we left off, it turns out that the village matron was the informant for the Vencier. Who would have thunk it? She's now captured in a net. And Nohu has swung heroic style, shattering out the glass, and not seeing Clay at the moment because he's on a roof on the opposite slant of it, but seeing a hooded Skixen figure standing there with blade drawn, looking up at the rooftop. And we move on to Melody. Now captured inside of a bag, now frustrated, having talked to them. You hear her like shout out, or well, she screeches, because now that she's inside of this net, it's hard to speak Skixen. As you have to use your tail and squeaks and your hand gestures and your arms strapped to your side, it's like trying to speak sign language but not having hands, unfortunately. So she makes some angry noises and attempts to get out of the net. Nohu, what is your net's current break free strength?
Just 1 second. PDO 15.
All right, she rolls to escape and gets a 15, 16. She gets a 16. No, she gets a 13. She's -2 strength because of not being a very powerful mama. So she struggles but does not break free. And she starts like scraping across the floor. And she's saying one word over and over again. Help! Help! Nova, you are up.
Is there a individual of whom I have not determined is a bad guy that is currently in a predicament asking me for help? Is that what you're saying right now?
Yep. As Nohu just leaps up, says his thing, nets her, and flings himself out the window. She's laying on the floor, and you just hear her saying, help, help.
I go to help her.
You rush over towards her, and as you do so, you see her eyes kind of grow wide. And as you go to reach for her, she like tightens up and tenses. So you're gonna break her free of the net?
Yes.
All right, give me an agile roll to see if you can help her out. It only requires a 5 or higher to succeed as she is still trying to break free. And you did so, but
9.
just barely. So you get in there, and as she's kind of wiggling through it, you eventually untangle some of the straps and untie. And as she like realizes you're not trying to hurt her, you see her kind of look at you and go, You need to get out of here now. You need to get out of here now.
What did you do?
They're coming tonight to gather everyone and set an ambush for the Empire. They're gonna be here and the door kicks in at that moment.
What terrible good timing.
And you see a figure hooded, wearing, well, like I said, like ghillie suit type things, Vencier markings all over their face. You see an assault team member come through the door, Patchy. You recognize that as someone who is meaning business. And as they breach the door, seeing everybody, knowing that Melody was in trouble, hearing her voice before, a crossbow or a mechanical bow comes up and points at Nova's chest and fires. 14 to hit you, Nova.
I would like to block it
All right.
my pupper.
With your yes, that's only if you wish. If you're taking damage, he will resist. that
Oh,
damage
that's
for
right.
you.
Well, then I'm just gonna try to like move. No, if I move, I'm not directly like in front of Melody and the arrow, am I?
She's on the ground in front of you. She's being fired over at you, so they're attacking you over Melody.
Okay, I'm gonna move out the way.
Okay, so go ahead and roll defense for me. And Nova gets
Sorry,
a
I'm still getting used to
20.
it. 20.
You very easily dodge to the side. You see this individual toss down the auto bow because it takes a little while to reload and lunges forward over Melody in a protective stance and drives a long-bladed knife straight towards your chest now. So, roll defense for me again.
This is really not the best first impression to give a person.
Oh, and you easily get aside again.
I'm channeling Kiara because she got. I'm just
She
like,
gone, you're channeling Kiara. Yep. The dagger strike comes at you, but misses. Nova, you have one action remaining right now.
Basically, while that's going on, Nova's like, no, I'm not trying to. Hold on, stop. It's not, that kind of thing.
Is it what it looks like?
Please, can we talk? I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm still trying to like figure out my crap. I guess.
Okay.
Thank you, Rob. I appreciate it. I think actually I'm gonna just try to. I'm gonna take out my gun.
Okay.
And I'm gonna point it at them aggressively and say, "Stop it and talk."
Roll strong to intimidate.
Can I propose that rather than strong, I use charisma or charming?
Not if you're trying to be tough.
Look, can you please stop so that we can talk?
All right, roll charming for me.
I'm at -4 strong, so fuck.
That is a critical failure, Nova.
I have one. I'm gonna ace.
There's
that
an
one.
ace.
How
I
many
think that's your
critical
third
failures?
nat one.
Yeah.
That is a 14.
14.
You get the
Oh,
words.
15? Will 15
With a
help?
15, you get the words out just in time to have him start coming at you with a dagger again. He doesn't seem to care what you say.
Nova's face is irritated.
All right, that is Nova's action. We move over to Clay. Outside, you've got two Vincere on the roof and on the ground nearby. Roll aware for me.
I would love to.
Oh, nine's
Nice.
not going to be high enough.
That's good. Cool. Well, I'm about to use an ability I haven't used yet, which is Walk the Walk, which means that I can, if I try to put on a capable show, intimidation, intellect, or power play. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, in my bag I have a clicky device, which is basically like a audio recording device, but I'm going to quickly flash it just long enough for them to see like some like handheld tech. And I'm going to say to mainly the one right in front of me that has already shot at me, but loud enough that any other Vincier can probably hear me. Right, so that was a short-range radio. I had a sneaking suspicion that maybe you folks would show up, so I contacted some local contacts I have with the Peacekeepers. Now, I so much as turn on this frequency, and this place will be swarming with more dwarves than you could ever imagine. All right. Now, either you can put up a fight. I'm sure you're very tough, and you might even take me down. But eventually, there'd be too many for you to take, and you'll get arrested, probably killed. Or we can start getting you out of town, never returning, and you can keep your lives. What do you say to all of that?
Give me a charming roll.
In Skixen,
Of course.
because I understand that they have to understand me. All right, I will do that. Whoop whoop. No, I would like to also use split-second decision, because this is not the greatest idea, but it's what came in both my and Clay's head,
All
waiting
right,
for my turn. So
You have used both the overloads for those.
Yep, I'm at my limit now. So anything
Snap.
else does damage.
Decision 2 for aces to use on actions. This is both of your actions for the round, but you will go ahead and you have 2 aces
Sounds
you can
good.
roll on this. Oh, 13,
Nope,
not
that
much
doesn't
better.
seem much better.
8, worse. So this is what happens to you, Clay.
Well, I have and also aces from the audience baked. I think it's worth throwing one of those in here.
All right, go for it.
For the record, I think this is a very good idea.
I would love it if this worked out.
16.
16?
The one on the roof nearby gives you some hesitation. The one below that heard you, however, goes, "Oh, another dwarf to kill. And yes, bring them into our ambush. That's exactly why we're here, fool." And that is Clay's turn.
Great.
Patchy,
Great.
we're over to you.
Oh, it will say yes. It is an 18 against the person on the roof with me
Yeah.
because they are.
The person on the roof
opportunity.
has stopped, basically.
Cool. All right.
Oh boy, what do I do?
I'm gonna say mechanically for you, Clay, that the one on the roof is struck with uncertainty and will lose their action.
Cool.
Since we are indoors, can I make walls from anywhere happen right below that Skixon to smash him on the roof?
Yes, you can use
Or
that as
anything?
a weapon if you'd like to do so.
I'm gonna try to do that
Okay.
to prevent the Skixon, the Vincier, from attacking Nova.
Roll brains for me.
Ow!
Critical failure.
Well, thanks for the help.
Patchy.
You probably killed me.
Would you like to potentially harm an ally nearby or block off your scene and be unable to get around this wall for a little while?
Shit. I spent all my aces. Okay.
Sinan spent all of his aces, audience, trying to save Nova. Patchy trying to save Nova.
Hey,
My
stop
God.
stalling and make a decision, Patchy.
It's not stalling.
Don't rush me. That is like very
Rude.
offensive in my culture. Rushing someone. It's
That's offensive in every culture.
Yeah, it's so
It-
bad.
Ah,
there we go.
there's
Thank
2
you.
aces sent to you.
Yay!
I'm not above shameless begging.
All right, that is
There
a
we go.
15. That one is going to succeed. And you do have the extra ace there from one of those that were left behind. You'll get to bank. So you now roll the damage of your walls from anywhere.
Walls from anywhere.
Should be on the ability, is it not? Yeah. 5 points of damage. You slam this Skixon into the ceiling. I'm going to roll their agile to see if they catch their feet.
Do they get stuck?
They do
there?
not. You have pinned them. You've pinned them temporarily up against the ceiling there. So until they find a way to wiggle free, they are trapped. Patchy, you have 1 action remaining. No, that was walls from anywhere was a reflexive action. So.
Oh, it says standard in my thing.
Oh, it should
That's
not
wrong.
Be. Yeah, it should not be. It should be a reflexive action.
Well, I did not put that there, Ty.
Well,
It says
that was a
traitor is
mistake.
reflexive.
Tiny
There we go.
mistake.
Okay, fine. So I can do a standard action.
Yes, you have 2 standard actions remaining.
Okay, I am going to take one of my one of the concussions I made. I'm gonna do the lesser forms ability. Knowing we would probably run into some trouble, and knowing that there are more Vincier coming, I'm going to get one of these powdery concoctions that I made that might or might not have been made using some specific very alert racist DNA, and slam it on the ground to affect everyone, Nova and Kaizen. And I will pick the ability give 1 to all rolls, and is the plus range +2 rate? Oh wait, give 1 +1 to all rolls, and 1
Beacon application, but no one's really hurt or anything on. And give one good status effect, which would what would be a good status effect for it right now? Should have been
Should've thought
Invincibility.
about it. That's not a
What?
status effect. Status
Invincibility, not a
effect,
status
a
effect?
status effect can be something that gives like +1 extra to something else. You could even give them 1 damage resistance with that.
So can I be 2 plus? Do you 1 +1 and then a status effect of +1 to give +2 to everyone?
Well, you need to have enough range that it'll hit both Nova and Kaizen. So range.
then
is
I'll
gonna have
add
to be one of those.
range +2 radius so it can also get in.
Okay, so
Nova.
you've got the radius, and you've given Nova a +1 benefit and Kaizen a +1 benefit, and the last thing was going to be damage resistance. Is that correct?
I mean, I was gonna do another +1 because that's also a status effect.
It's a +1 as a status effect to one particular.
Fine,
thing.
damage resistance. There we go.
All right.
But it's trouble.
So Nova and Kaizen, you take 1 less damage for the rest of the scene from any damage caused to you, and you have +1 benefit until that wears off at the end of the scene as well. So as Patchy grabs this chemical, slams into the ground, this dust rises up, and even though it like tastes kind of weird, Nova and Kaizen are the only ones impacted by it.
Tastes like metal.
And it is now Kaizen's turn. You were
And
waiting.
then while everyone else is doing their things, I'm gonna smear ink on my face.
Okay, you start smearing ink on your face. Kaizen, you have been in waiting. You, of course, could have taken an action at any point in time since that point, but you didn't state anything, so I'll allow you to do it now before your turn begins. What would you like to do during this turn? You have 1 action remaining.
I'm probably too far away from the window to see outside in the roof dwellers, right?
You can see Nohu, but you're not able to see the roof from there, no.
Okay.
You can, however, see the top of Clay's hat.
Top of Clay's hat. Okay, so the one that is smashed against the roof, which direction are they facing, up or down?
They're facing up. They've got their arm, well, their head is turned slightly sideways, but...
Well, I can't strike anyone from behind, so I'm just going to use this moment to jump out the window and join my comrades.
Alright, Kaizen turns, rushes with that powder in his face, leaps out the window. Not a very difficult situation for you, so I'll allow you just to jump out there. And then you see, well, give me an aware roll now to see if you can pick up the Skixen that's standing across from Clay. Yes, not a hard roll. You can see in low light, so you do notice that there's a dark figure facing away from you, hooded, similar to the individual inside, and staring down towards where you saw Clay's hat.
Okay. Then I am going to go into 1 breath release and aim my arrow at his head.
Go ahead and roll your attack. Your arrow misses, flying through the air.
That day.
Unless you'd like to use an ace or something.
I'm
along those
acing it.
lines.
Why not?
All right.
Why not?
Nice,
24.
24. And the arrow flings up and hits, but since you didn't have 2 actions available for an aimed attack, I have to roll to see where you strike.
Indeed.
You hit in the head, and immediately...
Dead.
You see that Skixen in front of you, Clay. An arrow just appears out of its face, and it just falls over and starts sliding down the side of the building.
That's also
Face it.
one way to do this.
They're not going to listen.
All right.
All right. Then it is their turn. The one that's down below steps back, grabs his auto-loaded bow from the ground. You see it just ratchet it, bring it up and fire it towards you again, Clay.
Could I argue dive into cover by diving up the roof so that the angle is worse for him?
You could do that, or you could just fall flat to the floor.
Oh, yeah, I'll do that. I'll go prone.
All right, so that gives you a +2 to the defense roll. Go ahead and roll. Your opponent gets a 9 to strike you.
All right. Defense. Oh.
Oh,
So,
you're gonna get hit anyway.
It should have been. It would be different, but yeah, it's still a 3. That's a 7. Oh, actually, because I accidentally had my defense clicked, so that would have been a 5, 7, and then I have 2 +1s
2 +1s
from
will
the
put you there.
audience,
So
which will put me just at enough.
you go and you fall down, and that arrow just takes your hat right over the rooftop.
Oh, that's just rude.
And that's when you see that the sounds of battle being joined. there's another one that comes out from across the way and turns, and you see it reach down, grab a rifle, and shout something out in Skixen. "We've been had," and then a gunshot goes off towards you. Boom! And you see the other one reach down and grab their firearm as they're now going loud. So,
Good.
gunshot comes at you from long distance. This one
At
gets
me?
a 21 to hit you, Clay.
Oh, at me. Good.
You're so popular with the arrows.
Yeah, I don't know if I can beat that. No, I can't beat that.
You get hit.
I don't think I got. Yeah, I think that's me hit.
That's a right arm strike for 5 points of damage.
Okay, so I take.
Oh, well, yeah. You are still under cover, which would have put you at +4 additional, but that's still not high enough to beat that.
Yeah. So I take 3 to my right arm, which is also 3 to my core, right?
Yes.
And that's my second wound,
Oof.
because I still am wounded from my from my leg.
Yeah, you've never been fully healed yet.
Yeah, I got the regen on it, you said, but the wound's still there. Yay.
You can see Skixen begin entering buildings around the side, and there's a slight flash for a second from the tower, from the defense tower. As you see way across the distance, a dark shape fall off the tower. You can't tell who it was. And Nohu, you are up.
All right. What do I have? Any one of those in sight?
The one in the alleyway here, you can see the edge of them. This one that had fallen off the roof has an arrow through their face, so you don't think they're getting back up anytime soon.
All right. All right. I'll do double move over to them. He's too far away from. Oh no, I'll do fine movement, or yeah, like taking slight cover over by the corner, and I'll shoot at it with my PDO range attack.
Okay. Roll your attack.
My finger guns. Pew, pew.
The opponent gets a 4 to defend themselves, and you hit. Go ahead and roll for damage. You're hitting him in the leg. 6 points. You see him just kind of like stumble for a second.
That's all. Movement and action.
All right. And it is now Melody's turn. So she is now out of that. She now has all. You just hear her start screaming, "No, stop! Nobody, just stop fighting! Stop fighting! This is all a misunderstanding. We can deal with this." And you hear from behind her, "Oh, have you turned traitor too?" And a gunshot goes off as another one comes up from behind.
Wait. Who got shot?
Melody gets shot in the back.
And back. Yeah.
Wait. Can I? I don't have reflexive anymore.
You used your reflexive for the wall just a second ago.
Since I'm right there, can I reflexively use Cosmo and roll Chaos to use my reflex, like the damage?
Yeah. You could do a Chaos roll. Go ahead.
On her?
So spend 2 overload and then roll to see how much damage. Well, you need to roll magical to see if there's a Chaos effect first.
Ooh.
So just a D20?
Yes. Get higher than a 5. All right. So go ahead and
14.
roll the D8 to see how much damage Cosmo reduces. 6 points.
Ooh.
Nice.
Nice.
So Melody critically failed and is going to take double damage, but is going to have 6 damage reduced from the final total. The opponent gets an 8. That is 16 points of damage, dropping it to 10. Melody stumbles forward. You see her drop the scatter gun, and she holds her chest as a big wound appears in it. She is not dead, but she is seriously injured.
Oh boy.
Cosmo just appears out of nowhere, and you see like a tear appear in Cosmo's chest. He just growls and then returns to Nova's side.
Well, Nova screams. It was the gun as it goes off. That's how that.
And it is now Nova's turn. Exactly. Sorry, you could have described it better.
It's my turn now.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna use that for myself. So Cosmo is going to take the damage and come back, and then I'm gonna use that ability again for the standard action, the attack target at range, to like he gets the wound and then immediately snaps back at the guy or gal, the folk who shoots Melody.
The individual.
Yeah, this particular individual.
Yep. All right. So go ahead and make your attack with that ability.
Can you tell me what to roll?
Yeah, it's under
It
your
says-
abilities tab. There is, it is the chained, and
Oh,
there
I
is
see it.
a roll right there where it
I
says roll.
keep forgetting you like programmed it in, so I'm making it too difficult. Although, okay, so I hit the ranged.
The
thing?
one that says roll. It's right. It's the second number. The first one is how far away you can attack. The second one is the roll.
The one that says roll.
Yeah,
I mean, you
that
could have
one.
made it more obvious.
The one that
That's all I'm
says
saying.
roll. You got a 21.
21.
You hit, so go ahead and roll damage now.
Which
And you hit him in the face.
Aww.
Boom! 11,
11?
22. How does Cosmo take down this Skixen?
Is it dead?
Yes.
Is it dead enough that he had his head chomped off?
Sure. So describe that.
I mean, that's really dead. That's all
That's
I'm
very
saying.
dead.
So boom, the gun goes off in Melody's back. Nova screams. Cosmo intercepts that, and then like immediately he whines and then chomps, and then just takes the dude's head off,
Rips it clean off. Thumps
which
to the
then
floor.
falls through the floor. Yeah, as a wisp turns
Wow.
around and disappears.
No, but that was one action. You have one standard remaining. Do you wish to move, save it, or do something else?
How close is Melody?
Melody is 2 squares away, so about 10, 12 feet. Right about
Okay. How close is the guy that's trying to stab me?
Currently 5 feet up and right next to you. So within arm's reach.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and move out the way of that guy and go over to Melody.
Alright, so you move around and you head over to where Melody is. And are you preparing to assist Melody in some way?
Yeah, I just just rudimentarily slide over there over her and apply pressure to the wound.
Give me a brains roll. If you get higher than a 14, you could stop her bleeding. That is a 10.
Son of a
So she's
bitch.
going to be bleeding a lot around your hands. Is going to require an actual medical kit of some kind to stop this wound. Clay, we move out to you. Outside, there's a Skixen to the side. There's gunshots going off. You see the village is under
All right.
attack now.
I've got a plan. We'll see how it goes. So my plan. So with my first action, I want to pull out my gun, which is unfortunately Clay is right hand dominant, and is not even going to try and hit them. Wants to fire in a fairly obvious way that they know which way to kind of dodge to get out of the way, but then wants to, because I want one to not be dead, I want to just take my pack and just try and beam them with it so that they get knocked unconscious.
All right, so you're firing to move them into a position where you can beam them with your pack.
Yeah.
Okay, diversionary
Just throw my
tactic.
backpack.
So make your attack first. The higher you roll on that, the more effective this diversion will be.
Cool. And it should take
this-
the 2 wounds automatically out, right?
Yes, it will. And this
Okay,
is going towards the guy that's downstairs.
Yeah. I
okay.
can't throw my pack that far.
Yeah, I was
don't
gonna
think.
say. Your opponent got a 21 to avoid any attacks.
Yeah,
you're
that's a
throwing
nat
at them.
20.
You got a 3. So your gunshot is
Yeah.
really bad, very obvious. And as you aim it poorly and they can see your arm is bleeding and you fire, you then throw your pack. You need to make another roll against them, but they're not on any negatives or anything to this one.
Okay. So what kind of roll? Just like
This
a...
will just be an aware roll to launch your pack. Or strong.
Okay.
Aware or strong, your choice.
We'll do aware since my strong's at a negative.
That's
Okay.
a 2.
I would like to enact justice because I don't want this town to be killed by these invaders, and I want one to be alive so that we can potentially try and have a peaceful solution
I'll
with these.
agree with justice. You can re-roll.
Okay,
Your opponent only got a
cool.
7 to avoid your backpack, so
Come on.
critical failure, Clay.
All right,
Stop it.
I have a 1 ace left. I have
All
a
right.
single ace,
Last ace.
and it's my last ace.
6. You're 1 short. Do you have a plus
short.
1?
Let me check. I know I just used some.
Do you have an ability that could give you a +1?
Only if they're distracted, which was the okay.
There's a +1 for
Manica with the
Manica.
+1.
All right, just high enough to hit them with your pack. This enemy needs at least an 8 or higher on damage from your backpack in order to knock them out. This won't do any regular physical damage, but you will be rolling, let's see, from that height, a d6 plus a d4 for damage. If you roll an 8 or higher, you will knock them unconscious, potentially for a long period of time.
So, D6?
3, you can't
Ooh,
do it
I
anymore.
can't get there. Can't get there.
That is 5
That's
points of damage. You hit them with it, you see them stumble, and your backpack clatters to the ground. That was that.
It was
Where's the shot?
Poor Clay.
just desperation.
Listen, I've got 2 wounds. I'm at 4 health. I mean,
Clay's in a bad place right now.
Yeah. This is why you don't
Hail
lead the party.
Marys.
Rob, don't lead the party.
Patchy, it is your turn. You still have that other individual pinned to the ceiling. They haven't escaped yet.
Yeah,
One just died in the hallway. You can hear gunshots going off outside now.
Well, no, my focus is on Melody. Question. Since one piece of candy creates 2 pieces of candy, can they be different,
Yes, you can
things?
make them different types.
All right, I'm gonna jump where Melody is and reach for my backpack, take out a vial with some like dark liquor or dark ivory substance in it, and like point it at Nova and be like, "Spit in it." Okay.
She spits in it.
And then I like cork it and start shaking it and try to use one piece of candy.
All right. Give me a brains roll just to make sure you don't mess it up. No critical failures, and you're good.
I hope my spit's good enough.
All right. You make 2 pieces of candy, and what 2 types?
Remove a level of bleeding and heal a character 1d6 plus 1.
Okay.
I
So,
dump both into Melody's mouth.
glug,
Or rub it
glug.
everywhere.
All right. So, piece of candy. All right, give me a chaos roll real quick because candies are pretty volatile if you try to use too many at once. As long as you get higher than a 5, we won't have anything weird happen to Melody.
Fine. Can I first place it? Oh, fine. Higher than a 5.
Chaos roll. Do it.
Give me
Come
magical.
on.
I mean, with the
Do
way we've been
it.
rolling tonight, I'm sure you'll be fine.
Chaos roll.
Well, Robbie and I are taking all the
Yeah, we're
ones.
soaking all the heat.
Yeah.
like,
That's
I
true.
should know this
We
by
got
now, but
y'all.
where did I roll chaos from?
Oh, just roll magical. All you do
my
is roll
sister
magical.
get out of some boxes, then I'm
Just
then I've
magical
got
for
this.
now, Patchy, and then all right, you're good. So you're able to use both of these things. They don't have a negative interaction at the moment. You see the wound stop pulsing blood around Nova's hand, and give me a d6 plus 1 to heal her. She is at minus 10 health at the moment. Well, she has 10 damage rather.
I hate rolling individual dice in the thing. It's always really low numbers, but okay, here we go.
Oh,
You got max. Look at that. So a piece of candy. It is a d6. If you open up a piece of candy, the actual ability, there's a healing roll you can use from there if you ever want to.
All right. Oh wait, really?
All right. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
in the
I see
it's
it now.
inside
Fine.
the actual ability.
Now
So
look at you created everything. Damn.
I mean, I tried. So 7
I
health
used the
back to
fantasy
Melody.
grounds, like not doing everything, but this is it's doing everything.
Melody gets a lot of that wound starts patching up, and you see the bullet hole like starting to close. New skin starts growing over it, and you just see her. There's more of them. She looks over at you, Patchy, with what you've done, even after the heat of all this, and goes, "I'm sorry. I am so sorry. There's a tunnel, and there's more of them around the city. They're gonna take out everybody. They said they would take them out of the city, but any dwarves aren't gonna go."
I'm giving her a very disappointed look, being like, "These are the people you trusted," but I don't say them. I just everything says my eyes say it all.
We move
I'm
over.
not angry. I'm disappointed.
We move over to
Uh,
Kaizen at this point. That is your action, Patchy, as you moved over and assisted Melody and kept her from dying. For now.
Do I currently have a visual on anybody else?
Right now, there is a guy way across the yard over here. that you can see. You can give me an aware roll. You can potentially see more.
Let's see.
Nice. Okay, from using your elven eyes, you can tell that there is one inside of this building through a window. You can tell that there is one over on top of the tower in the northeast section, and that's all you can see from here. So this one's up high enough you can see it. You notice that they have just finished like choking somebody out on top of the tower as well.
Here.
Not in like a pleasant, consensual way. I'm
Not in a
assuming.
pleasant,
Right.
consensual way, no.
Just checking.
What the hell is the range of my bow?
Your bow, let's see, you should say the range under inventory. If you go to your bow and click on the cog, you have a rocket self bow, and the range on it is 10. Anything outside of that is at -4 for every increment beyond 10. So this enemy is 16 away if you want to get that one. So that would be at -4 to the attack.
Okay, let's one breath release it again.
All right, you draw back up to your chin and go ahead and roll your attack.
18.
18 with a -4, that puts you at 14. The opponent is able to move aside. The arrow
Yeah,
goes
I'm
whizzing past as it just steps the edge. You have one standard action remaining. You could make another attack.
All right. Let's attempt it one more time.
Another shot goes off. Go ahead and roll.
Do over.
23.
The opponent gets a 14 this time. So you got a 19. You did hit. Go
Oh,
ahead
plus
and
the
roll.
1 from Patchy, right? So
That is
20.
true. You do have a 20. All right, so you are going to hit, and you strike it in the leg this time. No, left arm. And go ahead and roll for damage. Max 11 points. You see that rifle that they're holding go flinging out of their hand as they grab a hold of their arm. It is now wounded. They can't use that arm.
Sweet.
So you've disarmed them temporarily until they have a weapon that is not two-handed. And that is Kaizen's turn. It is now their turn. Soldier across the way that just got hit moves down, like says something in Skeen you can't hear from that distance, turns back, and takes a long-range pot shot with a pistol, with a revolver. And it's coming at Kaizen. Bang! Shot goes off. Kaizen, what do you do?
I leap back in the window.
All right, you go to move back in the window. Give me an agile roll, or defense roll, rather.
Defense?
Yep.
Okay. Defense.
And that is
14.
a 14.
15.
You roll back in the window, and you're inside. When you see everything that's kind of happening in there, you don't see it at this time, but know who off to the side, you see a large muzzle flash as their gun explodes in their hand. And you see him just fall backwards, singed, damaged, bleeding. The other hand is mangled. They can't use either hand now.
Poor craftsmanship, I'm sure.
The one down below Clay reaches down into their bag, pulls out something, and sticks it over their face. And you see a glowing green gas just into their face, and then they rip up the side of the wall coming towards you, and as they do so, you see them getting larger. And as they come up over the edge, as it comes up over the edge, it just and goes to grab a hold of you and like launch you off of this building with them.
Oof. Okay.
Clay, what do you wish to do?
I'll try and parry them with my sword,
Okay.
and try and use the momentum against them, since they have to run up the wall and roof a bit. Hopefully that'll help.
Okay,
Somewhat.
give us a parry.
Let's see.
Nope.
Oh no!
No, that's a 5.
Grabs a hold of you. It twists and jumps through the air and goes to pile drive you into the ground 20 feet below.
I've
When
got
Kaizen is like
no
back
aces.
into the window, does he maybe see this?
Kaizen didn't see that, but know who does. Know who? You see a rather large shape just turn, twist, and Clay in arms, upside down, flailing as he's going pinwheeling towards the ground. Is there anything
Someone
you'd like to
help
try to do to help him before he just gets murdered here, probably?
I
Oh.
mean,
Be at
I'm-
half my wounds, probably.
I'm trying to see if I have something, but really it's not. I don't have much of a. Unless you'll allow me to use my PDO, my attack and scratch. My PDO can be thrown as a target and activated as a mechanical spider to cause +3 distractions.
So you want to use it to interrupt this process. I will allow you to try this, but it will take a chaos roll to be able to do that in this moment. So
Alright.
if you will spend the overload, and if you will get a 10 or low or higher on your roll, actually higher than a 10 on a magical roll, or brains roll, or whatever.
Alright.
It doesn't. You can use a brains roll in this case. It doesn't really matter in this case. But we'll see what happens.
Would that be just 1 overload or 2 for the added effect?
This will be 1 overload.
On a brains roll, right?
Yes. Here we go. As Nohu tries to save, gets a
Oh,
19.
no.
Flings the attach and
Bless.
scratch. I'm gonna give you a choice. Nohu. So distracting this individual means that one, either it drops Clay, allowing him not to get smashed into the ground, but rather just hit the ground, or your attach and scratch starts causing a distraction and triggers Clay's sword, launching him away.
Oh, let's have the sword because he's far too close to all of these brawl, and so he needs to clear out.
All right, so I'm gonna make a couple of rolls here to see what happens to Clay. You're holding the sword is attached to your belt. You're upside
Yes.
down, so technically the
Uh-huh.
rockets are pointed in the right direction. And it goes 1, and then
I
it
would
goes.
like to point out, since it has
8.
3 distractions, I also have opportunity on it.
You do, and then
because
it
of
goes.
distractions.
Oh no! You're gonna slam into a wall anyway. You fly in a big arc and smash into Melody's just the side of the building. Give me a tough roll
Of
to
course
resist
I do.
damage.
A tough roll?
Yep.
Great, yeah. Of course I do.
That is
A
not a good.
2!
All right.
Woohoo!
You
That's
take
crazy.
1 point of damage to your torso. Boom! And then you just slide down to the
Wow.
ground with those rockets fizzling
That
out.
was- That could have been so bad. I had 4 hit points. I'm at 3.
As you
That could
just-
have been so bad.
As you've distracted the big guy that is falling towards the ground, Nohu, give me a d6 for damage as it slams into the ground harder than it intended.
Oof.
3
Yeah, it
points of
doesn't have me
damage.
to take the impact.
It smacks into the ground. You see a little bit of a crater appear, and that's that. So that's that one action. The one inside the building gets out of sight. Nobody knows where it is now. As it just travels inside, you hear the sounds of individuals being roused from their sleep, things like that. The one inside the room that's pinned to the ceiling tries to break free at this point, and is still stuck, still pinned. But another one comes in from that room nearby. Stepping into the hallway, seeing all of this, Melody laying there bleeding, Nova working with them, Felicia running out the door now, by the way. Patchy nearby. This kicks in, turns, and goes, I see you survived the little trap there, Silverback. It's unfortunate. I guess we'll have to do this.
I'm an Inca-faced.
The
Oh my god, the
old-fashioned way.
You here?
You see it reach into its bag, grab out a little copper object, flick off the end of it, throw it, and step back into the door, closing it. As a grenade lands on the counter next to you, in between you and Melody and Nova.
Don't I even get a charming roll to convince them to
No,
snub
he
me?
didn't care at that point.
I went through so much length to make myself patchy and inky
I
now.
think we've well established as well, though, they're kind of okay dealing collateral damage here.
So the grenade lands on the floor. In this case, the nearest one to acting is Nova. So Nova, do you wish to try to do something?
Yes, because you know what? Stella really likes grabbing, well, I was gonna say balls, which sounds bad, but you know what I mean. Likes playing with spherical objects and is going to grab it and run off down the tunnel.
Okay. Do you have an ace?
No.
Okay, then this will have to be a chaos roll because that ability is a standard action, not a reflexive, which is all you have.
Well,
So-
what if I were to say that this is super courageous?
Carrying an explosive away from you without touching it?
Yeah.
I don't know
I
if
mean,
that's courageous. Levitating
Are
something
you
away.
Are you questioning the personhood of Stella? Stella is the one
Stella
that is being
is
courageous
not
here,
going
but
to be
she
injured
is
by
a
an
reflection
explosive.
of me. I don't know that.
I don't know if I can take courage for this one.
It's our anniversary, Tyson.
If you, I can't.
15 years.
I can't. You can't do that to me. That's not fair.
Wow, Ty. That's slow. That's way. Oh my God.
I know, right? This is what I deal with on the regular.
Oh.
I will not be
How
bullied
is
into
this
allowing you
mental?
to pretend you're being courageous.
Of choices.
There's an ace from
Hey, you got an
Annika.
ace for the audience.
Yeah.
So using an
Annika
ace,
must be worth it,
if
you.
you use the ace, I'll allow that to be a reflexive action. So
Okay.
Stella picks it up and moves it towards where? The door is closed.
Towards the tunnel.
The tunnel is behind that door.
But Melody pointed out that there was a tunnel behind that door, and other people were coming, so Nova would know that.
Stella currently can't both open a door and carry an object at the same time. Stella's only
So then-
strong enough to carry or open.
So Stella goes to how far away is the door?
It is 5 feet from you.
Only 5 feet.
Yep.
Okay, then she runs outside.
All right, Stella takes the explosive. We're gonna go ahead and get Stella here real quick so we can show where she is.
I'll have that open window or broken window.
There's
here's Stella.
multiple broken windows at this point. Kaizen popped out through one. You popped out
Stella,
through one.
do you want to go to this window or to this door over here?
I feel like that's a trick question.
There's a door, and there's the
Yeah.
window.
Is there a window on the other side?
There is, but it is closed. You can have Stella try to
Right.
throw the grenade through it, but if it's not strong enough, it'll just bounce.
Bounce back. Your physics are. Couldn't you just jump through it? I mean,
She
no,
could.
who did it?
She could jump. Well, I mean, Stella doesn't have any weight.
She has the bomb.
She can leap through it, and if it gets stuck on the other side, she's not that strong.
Well, it would still be farther away. I guess the front door then.
All right, you run towards the front
Because I
door.
don't want to kill Clay. 'cause
carrying
everything is trying to kill
the-
Clay.
Explosive. Give me a higher low roll.
I have to roll higher, low.
Just tell me, high or low.
Oh, I was. Hi.
High. Okay. Stella gets moving as quickly as they possibly can, grabbing a hold of this grenade and running. And the explosion goes off right there where they're at now, rather than on the other side of the door. It's going to hit Kaizen. It's going to impact the wall that Clay is currently leaning against. That won't necessarily harm him.
Even the walls
But
are.
Felicia is at the dead center of that explosion. Do you have a reflexive action left of any kind there, Mouse Boy?
I did not use the reflexive action on this turn.
No,
I
you
did it
did
on
not.
the other one.
Save your cat.
So you do have a reflexive action remaining. As Stella
Yeah.
goes zipping past, you turn back and watch this grenade moving away. Fuse drops down, and you see that grenade Stella disappear, and the grenade drop over top of Felicia, who is heading towards that front door in an effort to get out of all this violence. It lands next to your cat.
I'm gonna do walls from anywhere to make her to push Felicia towards me, to
All right.
make her go like towards me.
Give me a
but
brains
not
roll.
the grenades. Ty,
Give me a
not the
brains.
grenade.
Give me a brains
I'm
roll.
doing it vertical.
All right, brains roll to see how effectively you can place this wall in a way that hopefully moves Felicia into a safe place. That is an 11. Felicia will still take a minor amount of damage with that roll. There's an ace. There's an 18. That wall comes up and moves away from Felicia. The explosion goes off. Boom, blowing out the front door. Kaizen, you are also going to be clipped by this. You'll take half damage from the distance you're at unless you have an action you can do to save yourself.
Well, I don't think I do.
You do have a reflexive action. You can reflexively take cover by leaping back out the window.
I can't. Oh. Well, then, of course, I'm going to go see Clay.
All right, so give me an agile roll to try to avoid getting harmed by this grenade.
There's plenty of action going on here.
You turn, you leap in, you roll up, you see a grenade go out, you see an explosion start going off, you immediately roll right back out the window. The explosion goes boom, blowing out that whole section and the wall and the door, taking out that wall from anywhere, which crumbles all over the place. And Felicia gets singed, and you see Fur on fire. She growls really loudly and proceeds running as quickly as she can towards the staircase on fire.
How nice of you to join us, Kaizen.
How are you holding up?
The wall shakes, by the way, Clay, as you hear that boom inside, and you're just dust comes out through the little cracks in the wood.
You hear Nova screaming, "Stop, drop, and roll, Felicia! Stop, drop, and roll!"
Oh, good. I'm glad the cat's safe.
We move down to Nohu's turn. Nohu, you're up. You don't have your PDO at the moment. It is attached and scratching the big guy.
Now this is turning into a perfectly good adventure. I'll run over to the big guy and I'll latch onto him as I try to scratch him. Oh wait, yeah. Do I still have my melee attack, or does?
You have your regular melee. Yeah, you could claw at him with your claws. So give me a agile roll. See if you hit. The opponent has 3 distractions.
I'll just try to latch onto him, like on his face or on his back, like I sort of grab him.
All right, so you're
Can I use a reflexive action to try and encourage Nohu, and hopefully give him a boost?
Yeah. So you use it to shout out encouragement. Tell me what cool thing you say to Nohu that helps him succeed.
I'm gonna say, no, you've honestly done nothing but shock me. I think if anyone deserved a pitch of exploding, I think it's this one.
All right, give me a charming roll, and if you get within the right parameters, you'll give him some bonuses to his roll. As you're assisting. Nice, 21.
One good roll.
Nohu, give me an agile roll at +4. As Clay bolsters you.
All right. Yeah, agile +4. Let's go.
Nat 20. +4, 27. So, Nohu, would you like your action to have an unexpected effect or do a pretty heavy amount of damage?
Let's go with unexpected effect, because what I was going to do is latch onto him and like a big old hug as far as I could grab on his face, and then just use my Agama ability, which turns me bright red.
Okay, so you latch onto him, grabbing hold of his neck and his face and just trying to hold on as tough as you can, and you get your claws dug in there. You hear a crunch and as you're squeezing up against him, and then you set off Agama. Go ahead and roll the damage of Agama, plus 3d6 as an explosive canister of volatile liquid on him also ignites that you just cracked open. And you do 21 points of damage. Already with the other ones there. How do you take down this massive behemoth of a Skixen? What does it look like, Nohu?
I think the explosion is centered around his lower section so that it doesn't hurt me, but it explodes with a big ball of smoke, which launches him into the air, and by the end, when Nohu touches ground, the creature is on his back, as if Nohu had been the one to do the German suplex on the creature and slamming it against the ground.
Boom! And little bits and pieces of that creature kind of scatter around as Nohu takes him out in one big jump and scratch. And then your PDO spins down to the air, runs up your tail, and reattaches itself.
Heroic pose, please.
Heroic pose accomplished. And that is Nohu's action. We move back
a little
over
clap from Clay.
Move back over to Melody. She's holding her ear. She's holding her chest. We have to close the tunnel. We have to. You see her get up and start running towards the door quickly. She grabs a hold of her scattergun, pulls the door open, and runs inside. You hear
Patchy.
gunshots coming from within.
Oh fuck. Patchy, do you have explosives?
Yes, I do.
I
I
said-
mean,
You have explosives, Nova, inside of that bag you got. In the poo bag.
I have explosives. So I'm like, do you have explosives, Patchy? Oh, I have explosives, and then run off into the tunnel
You run into the room.
after Melody.
And we'll just go ahead and reveal that. There are 2 Skixen in here, and there is where on this map there isn't currently one showing. There is a hole here and a hatch that's raised up. So if you can see that circle I've drawn in there. There we go. All right.
Ooh, hot tub.
That's yes. This is the sauna and bathing room for guests. But yeah, Melody is now leaning back against the wall with another gunshot wound and sliding down towards the floor as these 2 are like pointing weapons at her. No, but you use one action to move there. You can continue moving towards the pit if you make an agile roll. Otherwise, you'll
The
have to stop
pit
it.
is the pit open?
Yeah.
What would be the roll to just yeet the bomb into the hole?
That would be an aware roll.
Sack. Okay, well, I'm gonna try to do that.
All right, so you first have to determine how these bombs work. You assume that it's like a pin-based thing. You look at them. They are Tiki Pops. They're a really old military style that has like a little twisty ring on it. Give me a brains roll
Good
to see if
thing
you
my
can
mom
figure
is
it out.
super old.
Yeah.
She probably knew. No. Okay, what?
Give me a
Brains?
brains roll just to see if you can figure it out real quick.
How does this work?
In quick timing, you are able to
13.
determine how there's a little ring that you spin that sets a timer. So what do you set it to? There's a 0, a 1, a 3, and a 5.
3?
Okay. And you see it going ticking down very fast as you do that. You launch the whole bag over into the hole, I'm assuming?
No, I thought I just had the bomb out and I
Well,
was
you have-
fiddling with it and then I tossed it.
You have 3 of these in the bag. And you had grabbed the bag, you're holding it in hand. So if you want to just toss one grenade, that's fine. If you want to toss the whole bag, you can do that too.
I want to just toss one because there are other things in the bag.
Okay. So you toss one in there. Give me that aware roll. Did you already make that? No. Go ahead and roll the aware roll to see
No.
if you hit the hole right. Yep. It bounces off the edge, goes down, and just rolls down inside. Give me 3d6 damage. We'll see if you do enough damage to collapse the tunnel. In order to collapse the tunnel, it needs to have 12 points of damage.
Come on, Yahtzee.
Yahtzee! 13! Boom! An explosion
By
goes
the way,
off.
all
Dust
of
goes
those
flying
rolls
up.
were 13 because I had a +1 from Patchy
That's true.
and it's the 13th today. It's our lucky number.
13, 13, 13, 13! The explosion goes off. There's a rumbling, and you hear rocks crumbling down below. You hear screeches as other Skixen that have been in that tunnel are now blocked off or are injured. And Nova, that is your action.
Yay, anonymous murder!
Clay, we're over to you.
All right. Can I make just a quick aware roll and see if there's any more? Oh wait, no. I know there's another person over there because well.
You can
whatever.
make an aware roll still. Go ahead and do that. We'll see if you pick up anything else.
I'm double wounded, so we'll see how well this goes. 10.
10, that's not terrible. From the position that you're at, there is one thing you notice. You see in the
Okay.
bushes to the side, Periwinkle currently being smashed into the ground by one of these individuals that has just drawn a knife. Little plants all around her, little flowers, are like chopped up into ribbons. The little ones that Nohu had created had been trying to defend her, and she's now pinned as it's getting ready to stab her.
Okay, well, unfortunately for that jerk, that gives me opportunity on them because they're currently not focused on me, but on Periwinkle.
They don't
So
know you're there,
I'm
so you do have
I'm gonna
opportunity.
pull out. I'm gonna take prejudice, which I had used to try and just distract, and put in my not completely destroyed arm. And I'm gonna take a shot at them.
Yeah, +2 to the roll.
So it should be a 13. It didn't take in the +2.
The opponent is distracted and gets a -4, a 14. You are one shy, my friend.
One.
Do you have an extra
shine.
+1 hanging out from anybody? Did you use the one from
Yes.
Anna?
I think he's.
There was one from Annika.
I do not have an extra +1. I don't think. Well, okay, because I'm guessing that my walk the walk was not considered successful. Correct?
You did succeed over one person.
Walk the talk of me.
+1 to
You did get plus one,
Annika.
Annika.
+1.
That'll give
There
you
we
just
go.
enough. Walk the talk was successful on one target, so you still gained that benefit. So you need to remember that.
Okay, well then I should be at a +1 to all my rolls. And the more important one is I got one regen application.
You did get a regen from Walk the Talk, so that would give you
my
back
goodness.
2 health.
So I would get 2 health
and 2 overload.
and 2 overload. Oh my goodness, that's so key. All right, cool. So I hit them. So
and
I'll
you're going to do your bonus damage as well. So
yes.
it's 7
So it's gonna be
plus-
total 8
points.
damage. It's not bad though.
Creature's hit kind of turns and hisses at you, seeing a new threat. It will have to decide where it goes from there. Clay, you have 1 action remaining. You wish to move, you wish to protect yourself, or attack again.
Do
You can't attack with that revolver again, but you could do something else.
I can attack with the revolver again?
You cannot. It is not a double vented firearm. It only
That's
works
what I
1
thought.
per action. 1 per
Yeah. I'll just save it for defense. Can I I can do that to like have
Yep.
a bonus to my next defense roll, right?
You'll have a standard action to use in a way that could get you out of harm. So,
Sounds good.
So you
At
save
my
that.
current state, that's probably needed.
yes. All right, so we move on down to Patchy. Patchy, the individual that's pinned to the ceiling, is still pinned to the ceiling at the moment. You hear gunshots coming from beyond. An explosion happens in the other room. You hear Nova shouting your name. What do you do?
How secure is the one that's like right there, pinned? Looks like. Will they get away?
They might escape eventually if they're able to roll and squeeze their way out of it. You could try to secure them further, or move on from there.
I'm gonna go run where Nova is, but as I'm running, can I just just not really attack, just like as I run, hit them in the head with the stick, hoping that might like disorient them a little bit more. Just like I'm running, and their head it just happens to be where my stick was pointing.
I will let you make that swing if you get higher than a 16 on an agile roll. Otherwise, it will use one of your actions.
Let's go.
16! You got it. All right.
Did you say higher or?
Well, I mean, everything is a roll target, so it would be 16 or higher.
Okay.
So you did hit them. You tap them upside the head as you move. That's going to give them 2 distractions for trying to escape the wall, so they're reduced in their ability to escape, but you didn't do much beyond that. But you
As I do that, I'm also gonna go. Sorry, I am Incaface. I am a Frostvincere that is accident. And run to the room.
So you go to the door. The door has swung shut as Melody has sunk up against it, injured. So currently it's closed in your face, and as you try to push it, Nova and Melody are blocking it from the other side.
You said let me come in. You can't. You locked it.
Can I move?
Give me an agile roll, or if you roll poorly, you might fall in the tub. Melody
the
can't
tub?
move. She's injured.
Okay, well, worst case, I fall in a nice tub. I guess that's fine.
All right.
15?
You're able
16.
to squeeze just into the little space between the tub and the wall. And Patchy, you can squeeze in the door. All of you are very close together.
Oh, God. You smell bad.
All right, Patchy, you move through. You have 1 standard action remaining. Melody is injured and sinking towards the floor.
Yeah. She got shot again.
And there's 2 Vincere in here with weapons pointed at both of you.
Oh, and them.
Oh my God! Walls from anywhere to walls from anywhere to block their bullets.
You can wait until they attack to do that if you wish, or you can try to block them off from the rest of the room.
Okay, I'm gonna wait for them to. I'm gonna wait for my reflexive to until they attack. Instead, I'm gonna do lesser of all forms. Throw it where they're standing, and I'll pick 1d8 plus permutation damage and level 1 poisoned and status effect of
You might want to do a
Just-
area of effect if you want to hit them both. Remember that.
Right. Okay, then instead of the, I'll do area effect instead of the poisoned, and instead of that, I will make them. I can't do helpless as a status.
Helpless
effect,
is
right?
not a status effect you can use. No.
Fine. I will do entangled.
Entangled. All right. So go ahead and give me a brains roll as you throw that out there, and they will try to resist.
Oh no, stunned.
Stunned. Okay.
Yeah. It's like a loud bang that is made of the cries of the people that they bombed in that whole thing, which will make them all sad and shit.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's really disturbing.
Yeah, well, I'm a disturbing person.
Wait.
In the
so-
room.
All
Right, roll.
right.
Brains.
Give me a brains
Okay,
roll.
edgelord.
The first one gets a 9 to resist you. The other one gets a 19. So you trigger, and you're going to injure one, but one of the Skixen leaps to the side and rolls out the door behind them.
Oh, we are having Sir Shock Trooper. Oh, we know some tricks. Oh.
All right, go ahead and roll the d8 damage. And this one inside the room that's still with you is now entangled and can no longer move and has some negatives to their defense rolls. 8 points of damage. Big hit. You see it kind of stumble. McSherry gave Patchy a +1.
Oh, thank you. I got 2
And-
plus 1.
It is now Kaizen's turn. Kaizen, you are back outside. You hear explosions and stuff going off in the building next to you. Clay is firing at something in the weeds off to the left. Who just took out one really big one, and then that one you injured is still way across the way, trying to line up shots. You knew that there was one inside of a building, one on top of a tower. That's where we're at the moment.
Well, since Clay's pretty fucked up at the moment, Kaizen
What do you
begins to
mean?
think about all his loved ones before and watching them go through similar circumstances countless amounts of time, and he begins to get teary-eyed, and he walks over to Clay, and he tells him, just go with it, and wipes a tear and plunges it into his mouth, using unicorn tears.
With one unicorn tear, Clay, one of your wounds is removed.
Ooh, thank goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Just go with it as he puts
Go
a
with
salty
it.
substance
Just go
from
with
his
it.
body in your mouth.
And then you're not gonna
It's good.
take my spit for something, right?
It says
I
remove
have to
all
ask
wounds,
now.
Tyson.
It is remove all wounds. I am
All
sorry.
wounds.
Clay, all your
Ooh.
wounds are removed.
Mm-hmm.
You
Okay,
are
I'm
still.
with it.
You are at one.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. That's it. All right. So
I could have given you a regen application, but you need those wounds gone.
I did. Yeah. -2 to all rolls and 2 out of 6 to dead. Yeah, I'll take
Get
that.
rid of those.
So yes, your wounds are gone. You notice that your arm, you can start moving it again. It's still in intense pain. The injury that you sustained earlier to your leg still stings, but you can now step on it without wincing.
You must be a real interesting person to watch quickies with.
All right, Kaizen, that was both actions as you moved and used that ability. And we move to them. The individual that's in the patches there in the briar with what's her name? I always forget that color. Periwinkle.
Periwinkle.
We're gonna
That's a
see if
sad one.
he thinks that you're more of a threat or she is. I'm gonna have him roll real quick. All right, so he turns with that knife in hand. He just pockets it, steps forward, draws a rifle to shoot it at you. And as he does so, Periwinkle turns, and you see rage on her face as she lifts up her hands, and a whole bunch of plants start growing up around his ankles. And
Go off, Periwinkle.
you see that weapon get like shoved up straight in the air as the gunshot goes off, and he's now entangled with the vines around him.
Much
Periwinkle
obliged.
stares at that individual with just like hate filled at her heart, and those vines begin growing thorns, and you see blood begin emanating from the mouth of the creature inside of the brush. As I roll to resist, and she rolls her attack, and she does 9 points of damage to it. You see it just like squeezed there, and you see his eyes just pop, and the creature is dead after your previous injury and hers. She takes out the one inside the briar.
Okay.
Poison Ivy starts playing.
Yeah. Poison Ivy has entered the chat.
Yes.
So we now move over to the Skixen out in front. Seeing the damage being wrought, seeing many members starting to die. Let's see. We gotta roll to see if he's brave enough to stay or if he runs.
Roll your
He
courage.
does turn and sprints. He starts climbing right over the wall and is on the other side and heading away. So they are pretty quick, and they do have skitter. One up in the tower, we see him go down the stairs and disappear. We don't know where he went. But there is a large cloud of green gas that you can see starting to leak out of the windows in that entire tower.
Great.
And we see, let's see,
Sure,
one
fine.
and two. Okay. A Skixen comes barreling out of the door over here, stumbling backwards, rolling onto the ground, big ol' like wound on the side of its face as somebody comes down the stairwell. Where are you at, buddy? I don't have it. Well, whatever. I've got a missing token. Anyways, Six's father steps down the stairs carrying a large, basically piece of furniture, the leg off of a table. What'd you do with my boy? Just beating this guy over and over again. And
Some valid questions.
this one turns, rushes. No, he's got his ally inside of there. He peeks back through the door open just a little bit, and there's two Skix in here. He can't use that attack. He grabs a hold of his rifle, pulls it up, and aims to fire at Patchy. Patchy, gunshot goes off in your direction.
Walls from anywhere?
Wall comes up, defends against the attack. You don't even have to make a roll on that one. The wall shatters. The individual
Who
that's
taught you
entangled-
guys? 3 scars? That guy can't even shoot a bottle that was standing in front of him.
The entangled one breaks free, snapping out of that, sees everybody close, and just goes, "Fine, so be it. The mission is the mission." You see him reach down under his cloak and pull something away, and you see 4 pins as his chest, covered in explosives, he launches himself towards Patchy and Nova and Melody.
Wait. Crimson May won't be able to get his research.
He already pulled the pins,
He already
Sanat.
pulled the pins.
The pins are pulled. I don't think
Maybe
that's
he'll go in a
talking.
different direction then if he knows that.
But
I'm
you
the
know
other-
what? You're right. I'm gonna go left instead of right. You have a
If only he hit
If
some
you
kind of
legitimately
wall.
say that, he says, he doesn't need you anymore.
Oh sure. Oh, you really think so? Of course, they picked the dumbest one to be the suicide bomber.
As the Skixen in front of you explodes, what do you all do to try to stay alive?
Can
Only there was some kind of wall in
do
between the
right
explosion.
from someplace.
He already used his walls from anywhere.
Oh no!
The tub.
The tub!
Nova says, if I just disappear, I won't have to deal with this circumstance. I think
True.
that's what. I think
Wow,
that's what
Nova
happened
got
there.
really blown up. Blown out of. Oh, she
Okay,
got
we're
blown
gonna
out of
go-
existence.
We're
again.
gonna start off with the first one
Yeah,
that's
it
gonna be
scared
able
me.
to react. So Nova, what are you going to attempt to do? You have a reflexive action at the moment. That's all. There is a tub of water, but you don't know how
There
protective that'll be.
is. Yeah. I don't. Okay, so Melody and Patchy are both Skixen and small, right?
Yeah, they are.
Who you call
Could I-
small?
Shush you. Could I theoretically, like, I'm not that strong, but could I, like, scoop them into the water and, like, lay on top of them for
Give me
a minute while the thing explodes?
give me a strong roll to see if you can do that.
Oh,
I will get rid of your -4 if, and this is a big if you choose to be like adrenaline rage fueled and you're the last one in the tub.
Wait.
If
I'm the last one in the tub.
if you
Oh.
don't roll high enough, you'll take the damage, but everybody else will be knocked inside.
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking. That's what I do on top there.
All right.
But it's Okay.
That was the
So
intention.
you can
So I
just make
just
a
roll
straight
a straight D20?
D20 roll. The higher you roll. Now, if you get a 12 or higher, you will get Patchy in. If you get a 15 or higher, you'll get Melody in. If you get a 17 or higher, all of you are going in the tub.
Fuck.
6.
This is fucking courageous.
This, I will not argue with you, is courageous.
Okay.
So you can re-roll that.
Definitely.
Here we
This
go.
is some Steve Rogers.
17! As Nova reaches over, grabs a hold of everybody, launches to the
dice.
side, and everybody gets drawn in. She just puts herself above everybody into this tub as a massive explosion goes off, impacting some of the damage that will be here. It will be spread, starting from Nova down the line. Every one of you will take a certain percentage of this damage, with Patchy taking the least, being on the bottom. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Boom. There's 30 points of damage. The tub is going to take 2d10 less. 6 points is deflected by the tub.
Can I use the ace that McSherry was going to give me that I banked to make you re-roll that bullshit 30?
No.
Fine, whatever.
But you do have an ace.
What's the damage?
You also, well, you could potentially use Cosmo to defend yourself. Do you have any reflexives left? That's what you just used, was a reflexive to save everybody.
That was a,
All right.
yeah.
So, the tub takes 6 points of that, bringing it down to 24. You're going to take the
I
top.
do get a +4 to defense if I use my hidden rabbits.
That's a reflexive action, though. You have to have reflexive actions to use it.
Okay.
So you're going to take 10 points of damage as enveloping damage. You get to move that along your body wherever you want. That is going to be blast damage. It goes through your... take your armor, so you can remove that off of there. Any point of damage you put to any body part will come out of your CHP as well. Melody is going to take... That leaves her with 7 points. And Patchy, 7, 10... That's 6, that's 24. You're going to take 6 points of damage, Patchy, that you can spread anywhere amongst your body that you would like.
So if I put it with my armor and take it off on each place, that negates that amount of damage.
Yeah. So
And then I can redistribute the rest.
Yeah.
Also, at this point, I'll use my held action to kind of move my movement towards this whole scene, because clearly there are things that need to be helped with here.
Disintegrated my armor, but I'm actually okay.
Yeah, so diving into the tub using the water and the metal and the armor that you're currently wearing, concussion force goes through, fire kind of licks across your back, the leather is burned away and damaged, your hair is singed, but you are alive. The same cannot, unfortunately, be said for Melody, who has gone into negative and is now dying again. Patchy, you have taken that 6 points of damage. And you still have some armor left, so you're good at the moment. But as the tub shatters, water goes everywhere. This entire room is now on fire, and so is Melody's.
It's also wet, so some of that must be negated.
The floor is fine. The ceiling is on fire.
My lesser forms can also remove. Oh no, can it remove ignited? No.
Yes,
wait.
yes, it can.
Right? Yeah. I got water bombs to.
All right.
Water balloon.
The individual that's outside turns.
No,
the
we
explosion
call them
goes
bombs.
off. They get launched through the window right in front of you, Clay. And you see a Skixen fly into that building just directly to yourself.
Welcome, Raiders!
Hey,
We're just
Raiders!
about-
Thank you very much
just
for
on our-
raiding.
We are.
in here.
We're just about to wrap up. A couple of thumps come from the distance, and it is Nohu's turn. Nohu, you saw one run over the fence. You saw, you hear a huge explosion back at Melody's, and you see one come out of the doorway over there where Six Toes lives with his father Bentir, and of course the wee one.
I think I'll head over to the explosions to see. I'll rush in, do my double movement over there.
Okay. If you wish to engage your flight, you can actually move that whole distance.
My what?
Your flight. You still have your flying ability from your item, do you not?
I wasn't able to repair my gun from last time.
All right, so you rush over that direction, and you can immediately see that there is another Skixon inside of the room directly to the left of you. So you see another part of the house. He's smashed onto a bed. You can see that there are people inside of this building that are currently tied up.
Right. Sadly, that was my double movement, so no
Alright.
actions.
We will wrap up here very quickly as we're near the end. Melody rolls tough. She's not dead yet. Nova, your action. Everybody's on the floor. Melody is not breathing, has bled very seriously. And Patchy, you climb up off the top of him. The building is on fire above you. Some of the wall is on fire. And you can see through the holes in the wall Nohu standing outside.
Shall we get Melody and get out of here?
I think I can turn this off, blow this fire off, though.
I can turn this fire off.
Can you switch gravity around? Because that would be very useful.
No, I mean, I have other. I haven't invented that yet, but maybe soon.
My mom could do it.
Who's your mouth?
Never you mind. Let's do the
Oh,
thing.
is your mom one of those fancy schmancy university alchemists? Ha, my mom can do what she says. You have no idea all the stuff I can accomplish with this handmade alchemist thing I've got going. But my mom can do it. The fancy schmancy university alchemist.
All right, Nova, so what are your actions?
I want to get out of there. And I would like to take. I believe the Patchy can do that, but at this point, I'm wet. I'm overly warm. It's been a bad night, and I just kind of want to get out of this building. So I'm gonna try to take Melody with me.
Okay. Give me a strong roll. If you roll high enough, you'll be able to use your normal movement. If not, you will only have half your movement available. Nice, 15. All right, you immediately pick up Melody. Which direction do you head? Do you want to go south out of the building or back through the main room?
Which, if I go one way, will I blow up the cat inexplicably?
I don't
checking.
know. That's up to you to find out.
Don't give him more ideas again.
He already she's up there.
You'll remember that he couldn't kill my cat. You'll be like, oh, second round.
Your voice made my heart hurt. Look at my cat.
Kill my cat.
Don't do that to me.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna go out the door there, or the closest door if I can
All
go
right,
out. Is
so-
that a door by Nohu?
Yeah, it's a door right there. So you're carrying her, and you come into this little alleyway. You can see through the window nearby that there is another one of the Vincier laying upon the bed. A couple of tied up individuals inside of that room. You can just run past Nohu if you'd like.
Well, that seems awfully rude.
Well, then what are you gonna say, or what are you gonna do? You run outside. You only used half of your movement.
So there's a Vincier on the bed?
Yeah, inside the building directly south of you.
Well, I don't know. I guess I'm just going to wait here because honestly, Nova doesn't know what's going on out here because she just got into the thing and she's got a bleeding friend and she's wet and she's burned and she's exploded half and all of her armor is off and it's
All
just
right.
a weird day.
All right,
So I'm going to
Nova
wait for someone to say something to me.
rushes outside, and that's it. Clay, we're back to you. You've started to
Is
run
it-
towards there. You see Nova run out with a bedraggled Melody just laying there bleeding and obviously quite injured. Nova covered in water, her armor burned away, shattered and fragmented,
Looking
singed
about
and
as
smoking.
rough as me, yeah.
Yeah.
Understood. Is the token right in front of me of the Vincier, is that like person up or
That's
what's
the
up
one
with
that got
them?
shot in the face by the arrow, and I just never removed
Oh, so
it.
they're not an issue.
They are
Okay.
very much dead.
Yeah, cool. I'll kind of point at Melody, be like, just have apparently just go have Kaizen cry in her. Apparently that'll do that trick right away.
Give away my secret.
And,
Oh.
and then I'm going to first move into the house, squeezing past if I can.
All right, so you move
Um,
over to the window and you come in through it. You see that Vincier like sitting on the bed. They were unaware of you previously, so you have opportunity at the moment.
Yeah, I think at this point, I'm just done trying to like talk because every time I've tried to talk, it's gone wrong. So I'm gonna just butt end of my sword, try and knock him out. Don't want to kill him. I want him
All right.
alive.
Roll your sword attack for me.
Cool. So
I'm
this
gonna
will be
still
an
try to
additional
talk, just a different way.
+2.
Yep.
So
And now
21.
you will take strength plus your d8 damage.
Amazing. Strength plus my d8 plus. Well, it's my sword damage, right? Too.
Only if you were trying to kill him. If you're trying to knock him out, it's related to
Okay,
just your
got it.
strong. So this would be your strong.
So just a d8 then.
At the d8 plus 1. 1 is the minimum you'll get on the bonus. So that is
Okay.
only a 3. You just thwap him upside
3.
the head. Oh, ow! That isn't enough to
Alright.
knock him out.
Great. Well, that's me. That's all I can do.
Just
Poor Clay.
hit him on the head.
I mean, here's the thing. It's not like one of those like Assassin's Creed. Like it's like a. Like, I mean, I'm no longer wounded, but I am also still at like 5 hit points.
These particular
God,
enemies,
bad
unless
enemy.
A rough time.
unless they're lower than their knockout value, you have to get above that or above to knock them out. He's
Understood.
currently still at 8, so you have to cause a little more damage if you want to knock him out.
Cool.
But Clay is done. Patchy, it is your turn. The building is on fire, and there seems to be one Vincier left out here. The one inside the room, you can still hear him struggling. Clay, you got to re-roll from
A
McSherry.
reroll.
So you can do that
I
D8
would like
plus
to
1
re-roll
again.
that damage.
Yeah, I'm starting to get frustrated. I'm like, I need Clay to get a win here.
7
Six.
points of damage
7.
total. Plus
Does that do it?
plus 1 because of your
Because of my walk the talk.
Yeah, walk the talk. That is 8. That is just enough. This time you pop, and you see him just go kunk. And he looks at you.
Just
Ow! And then he just falls over.
the last of my strength is like, I imagine what happens is I like thunk them, they go ow and fall down, and then I just collapse on the bed as well.
You
It's
just
like,
fall down. Too. Oh, thank God. It's done. At this moment, the Vincier in the village have been stopped. There's still one pinned inside of Melody's. There's the one you just knocked out, and there's the one that has been bludgeoned and knocked out by Sixto's father in the distance. So that is that. We'll end on what Patchy does next, and that'll be the end of tonight's episode.
Well,
No pressure.
seeing the place burning and everyone leaving, I'm gonna go here, Felicia. Here, kitty kitty, and wait for Felicia to jump on my back, and gonna use my ability. Damn it! What was the name again? Lesser forms that gets removes ignited. I'm gonna throw it to the air to.
You just splash water bombs against the ceiling,
basically.
and you put out the fire. Felicia
out the
comes to
fire.
you, but she limps as she's got one little burn paw as she's like making her way towards you, and you see her just kind of stop, just meowling at you on the floor, not able to jump up on
what
your
happened
back.
to your paw? Does your licking the wound does not work? Oh, just get on me.
And you pick her up, and you just put her on your back.
Oh, stop complaining. You're dumb enough to run to a bomb.
That's not how that happens.
Well, that's what I saw, so that's what you get.
Totally what happened.
All right,
Oh.
so
And then I run out.
as Patchy collects Felicia, and we see everybody start rounding up these Vincier individuals who had been setting a trap here. You have 3 of them that are alive, and a whole bunch of bodies of not alive ones, and a collapsed tunnel. For now, the village is stuck fit is safe. And next episode, when we come back, which is going to be 1 week from next Thursday, we have next Thursday off, we will be finding out what happens with the Empire from there. So, thank you very much for watching. We very much appreciate all the engagement and keeping everybody alive tonight. That was important. That was some good stuff. And we're going to be moving around the table here. Where can we find more of you? What was your favorite scene tonight? And say farewell to all of our wonderful viewers. We'll start at random, like usual. I like rolling dice after all. And this time, it's going over to Nova first. So, Shannon.
Hello, and I'm Glitzen Gamer. Shannon, am playing Nova here, and yeah, you can find me here Thursdays, which is today, except for next Thursday. It's confusing. And then every Tuesday, but one Tuesday in the month, you can find Steven and I over there, LDV and Devil, hosting Roll Charisma, where we do a little talk show. If anybody's interested in coming on the show, let me know. You want to hang out with us. You just don't know that you do, but you do. And yeah, my favorite, I don't know, this was a cluster. Like, I kind of am still in the camp where I don't mind when Robbie takes his lumps just because of last season, but that was a little much today. You know, like, oh god, this poor guy. It's like watching the cartoon. Like, you reminded me of maybe like Daredevil. You know, he just like keeps getting his ass handed to him like over and over, and he just gets up.
But
and
normally,
like,
but normally there's the part where like he then does the thing really well.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that turnaround.
Maybe next episode you'll get that. I mean, at least you knocked the guy out, so it was something. But yeah,
I was really good against
did
bugs.
really well. Yeah, but I think everybody did really well. I'm glad that Felicia didn't die. I'm not sure that I could have like had that level of guilt on my hands. But yeah, good game.
Absolutely. And yeah. Oh my goodness. Interesting episode. Clay, Rob, you're up.
Yes, hello everyone. I'm Rob B. Rolling. You can find me as such on Twitch and Twitter. You can find me also next week is an off week for a lot of my things. You can find me every Monday though on the wonderful, immaculate Stephen Dewey's channel playing Blackout Club. It's kind of like an urban horror video game that we're playing through. A lot of fun. The Bandana Boys at it again. Both this show and ROG, which is my 5e game that I run on the wonderful Valduran's channel, are both off. So maybe check us out on YouTube or check out any of the wonderful raiders who have joined us today. Really amazing communities. Can't wait to, who knows, hopefully we can get our peanut butter and their jelly crossing together. But other than that, my favorite part, I mean, honestly, I feel like Know Who's kind of not been like, just Know Who's been exceptionally useful at all moments. Like, Know Who's an agent of pure chaos, and we have no idea what he's gonna do, but like, god dang, does he do it successfully. Like, as far as Clay is concerned, Know Who has like has failed to be like incompetent in any way. Like, he's been completely above all expectations. So like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, Know Who has never let anybody down. He is a great adventurer, after all.
I'm totally not surprised how Know Who is the less damaged person in the party so far.
That's true. We move right along to Kaizen. Steven?
Hello everyone, I am LDV and Devil playing Kaizen, and you can catch me obviously here Thursdays and Tuesdays, Roll Charisma with Shannon. And favorite part tonight, it's gotta be the 3-person dog pile in a tub that deflected 30 points of damage and didn't actually hurt anyone, except the person who's already dying. At least she saw the light before that happened.
Yeah.
True.
Redemption, right?
Yeah.
Redemption indeed.
Well, she's not totally dead.
Yeah.
She's only mostly dead.
Well, the good news
And
is
mostly dead
only
is partly alive.
Mostly dead.
Exactly.
Is partly
I can
alive.
only use unicorn tears once per episode. Yeah, the turds, right?
Unicorn
So
turds.
next episode, I could probably
Just
help
go
her.
with it.
Unicorn turds. Here, just put this in
Here.
your mouth.
Just enjoy.
We'll figure it out. There are band-aids. There's alchemists. I'm just saying, don't kill her yet. Bitch isn't in the ground.
I mean,
Alright,
she's hanging on with tough rolls alone right now. She fails one, she's gone. We move on over to Patchy and Sinan.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sinan, playing Patchy, now Silverback, was the original name. Now that that's gone out, I was so excited that I like got away with not revealing much, and then I have to just get into Melody's good graces. Damn it!
If it's any consolation, Clay doesn't know any of this.
He wasn't
in the
there.
building, so
and well, I didn't give everything, but you know, you gave enough. But my favorite part would be, you know who just saving my ass back there by preventing me from talking. I was just about to start saying things, and Know Who came for the rescue. I'm like, oh fuck yes, and also, just go with it. Line was just perfect.
Just go with it.
That was just great.
That was a
Okay.
great line. Speaking of great lines, on over to Nohu and Strat.
Hello, everybody. I'm Strapple playing as Nohu. Thank you for spending your time with us. And really, since the 3-person top save was really hype at that moment, but that was already told. So I would like to put a bit of a spotlight on our dear DM's like sadistic pleasure in just throwing a grenade over a kitty. Just remember, Tiberius
Thank you.
throws grenades over two kittens.
I didn't choose that. That was all Nova.
Yeah, that was clearly just roll of the dice. But the reaction was really what brought it all together.
Absolutely.
And every single time it's like, I didn't do it, but yet these things keep happening for some reason.
You're bringing a cat into a war zone. That's your fault.
She's always our cat.
It's a town. It's not a war zone. It's a town. Also,
You
last
brought
time...
her with you into the Caslav cave. That wasn't me.
Oh, and if I did not do that, you were probably gonna have some Vincier have my cat in their arms, being like, "Hello, Patchy. Well, look, what we
You'll
have."
never know. We didn't do that, did we? So,
Because I didn't give you an opportunity.
It was like a grenade falls down. Oh, it will clip Kaizen. It will probably hurt the wall a little where Clay is resting. Oh, and Felisa is right in the middle of it.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. By the way,
BT dubs, everybody. That cat right where you threw the bomb that you already let go out of your hand.
I pointed on the arrow. You weren't looking at your map, young lady.
I was looking at my map.
Like, this is where he's going. He's right over here. There's Felicia right there. So, everybody.
Look, he's deflecting blame. It's our fault. Okay.
I am Ty. I am Not Even Star on DeviantArt. Actually, I'm not. I'm on Not Even Star on Twitter. You can find me there. I do share some art. I do some art streams on occasion. I've created this game that we're playing, Aether and Steamworks, which is a lot of fun. Catch it on DriveThruRPG. I will be re-releasing it with new art and some updates to some edited things. Just a little bit here and there, and bigger chaos table and all that kind of stuff here in the future. And of course, I am the GM for this game for Sparrows tomorrow night at 5. Well, normally it would be tomorrow night at 5:30, but we're not having it this week. We're having it next week. So next week we will have Sparrows, but no other shows, just so everybody's aware of that. And as of Saturday, we have a follower goal for everybody out there. If we can attain 250 followers by the end of May, I believe, we are going to be doing some giveaways, maybe giving out some books, maybe doing some art stuff. Who knows? A variety of things will be provided as soon as we reach that follower goal. So check us out, and hopefully we can reach it by the end of the month.
And if we beat that goal, I believe that there's a one-shot. Crash Pen is a one-shot also as a follower goal. So get your friends, get their wives, get your cousins, follow us over, and maybe we'll see some Crash Panda's goodness from by myself on the channel.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that.
Really put the chaos in RF chaos.
Just follow, just sub, just follow, just be here for games. We'll entertain, we promise. And in the meantime, thank you very much for watching, everybody. We really do appreciate you. Without the love and adoration of all of our wonderful crowds, and of course all those points they send our way to make sure our characters don't all die, we have really good times because of it. Thank you again. Everybody have a good night.